That's
Hello.
fine.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hope Craig didn't scare you too much.
It just goes now recording. Beep boop. You know.
Welcome to the 14th episode of Red Feather's Nest. I'm your host, Tom Red Feather. A lot of names, and yeah, this is my co-host Craig. He's gonna record us from the corner, so hope that's okay with you.
I mean, I can't see him, but I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure
Yeah,
Craig's
he's okay. Yeah. You're my eighth, ninth American, and you're actually the second. I think you're the second musician in this roster. So, congratulations.
Oh well, thank you. I mean, who was the first?
The first one was the last one that I interviewed.
Oh.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
cool. Yeah. He's an upcoming musician. He hasn't released music yet, but he's in a band, so close enough. But you actually have a discography, so technically you're the first. So yeah, so congratulations,
Oh
Christ.
well. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't take. Honestly, guy. What's the guy's name again?
Kulea.
Get on SoundCloud. Just upload something.
He has one song in Spotify, but that's pretty much it.
Put up another one, dude. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think I said that, but I think he's more focused on the band. He's the drummer. He's like fuck, what's his name again? The shit. That's the guy that I used to know. The guy that we all used to know.
I mean,
Uh,
is the band stuff on Spotify, or is it still like
appa- up, apparently that's not out yet. It might
like
be. He didn't tell me
okay?
the name of it. He
Oh
didn't tell me
well,
the name of the band.
let's
I
let.
forgot to.
I mean, like, hey, well, these are the questions you gotta ask, man.
I think I did, and I just forgot.
Damn.
I think I just because that conversation was like a month ago because it just took me that long to upload because of the whole. It was a combination of two things. A, me and him, we just got more monstrously busy, and B, that we were just kind of waiting around to see how this drama would like dissipate because that was because here's the timeline. What happened was is that we were calling like it was just supposed to be a normal call, and then just a robot who was in my server, he just crashed. That's not the problem. Although like that's kind of rude, but that's not necessarily an issue. And then a day later, we find out he decides to freaking be weird and defend a actual like woman pedophile. And now because of that, I basically became collateral damage because I didn't need to be involved in all that, but because I'm one of like the only like what 40 people that he follows on Twitter, I just felt I just had to like get myself out of that. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, hey, any publicity is good publicity. That would have been the perfect time. Like, hey, guys, we got this exclusive interview with this artist, and then this fucker just joins in. That's free publicity, man.
I actually have a recording. Only you know this, so keep this hush hush. But I actually have a recording of me and him. Like, I actually have a recording of me like calling him about this situation. I haven't uploaded yet. I probably will sometime. Like maybe like a couple months, but yeah, like I have that, so I'll probably just use that whenever I need to make a. I just need a video idea. But the new version of the my call of Kulia, it originally had that call. I mean the his voice, like just a robot's voice. It doesn't anymore, so it's just gonna sound weird. Uh, but but yeah, like I still have the original version. I'm not gonna upload that version unless I'll just be like, you know, you can pay me $10 a month on Patreon,
Oh
and
my
then you can
god.
say, I'm kidding. But I do have a recording of me and the other guy, just kind of me rinsing him for being a stupid idiot.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm like seeing some of the names you've interviewed in the past. I mean, like these are a lot of like Culture War 2016 YouTuber types.
Yeah,
Uh,
who you interested in
well,
the about?
interested? I don't think that's the right word. I mean, I recognize some of these faces. I recognize some of these names. Some of them I don't. I mean, like, who the fuck is Toastify? You know?
Oh, he's just a he's just a turkey taunt, but
Oh,
he talks
okay.
more. He just talks about more like obscure people.
Got oh, okay.
He actually got a boost up because he made a video on sewer slut.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming you know them.
No, no, I know of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he said Toastify. Uh, the first person we got ER. Yeah, he's definitely a 26 seed kind of person.
Mhm.
Uh, Rags, he's not here anymore. Applebend, he's someone from like he's just some reviewer. Crimson, he's a book reviewer. Vito,
Yeah.
Vito.
Well, I don't know Vito. I don't know Blacklist Universe.
He's a comic artist. He actually did the art for Injustice, like the comic.
Oh, the DC one.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So he's pretty big. Even he appears famous, even though his sub count is like nothing. So I don't. So that's depressing. And there's two more people in here. To like, I mean, they're not in the server, but I called them Willie Mac and Toastify. They kind of just left me, but that's okay. um, and yeah, and now I have some other person named Christ. I don't know if you know who he is, but
Yeah,
he's here.
it sounds like a hack.
But let's begin with the questions. First thing first. What's up with your name? Christ. Like, damn, it's pretty intense already. Just Christ.
Uh, what's up with? I mean,
Yeah, like why you is like why did have you decided to give yourself the name of our Lord with triple
I I,
T's?
I just thought it was cool. I mean, you do you understand the triple T's? The the right now they're three T's. It used to be three crosses, like in Unicode, but
Yeah,
like
I saw. Yeah, I watched a bit of an
but you
interview.
get the reference there, right?
I don't.
Oh,
If it's like
dude.
if it's an internet reference and I don't
No,
get it.
it's a I grew up very religious.
Oh, okay.
In a very religious household, I should say. I'm not religious now.
Are you
Honestly,
like are you
back.
at a fuck edgy Reddit phase, or are you just like whatever?
Well, no, I'm just like whatever. Like at one point, maybe when I started this, I was a little, because I mean, like I had just moved out to college. You know, I didn't have to go to church every Sunday anymore, so that was like it was kind of like I, I I thought the name was cool. Also, yeah, it might have been a little bit edgy. Sure, cool, whatever. But like the three crosses is like I mean, it's an iconic image. Three crosses on the hill. You got Jesus and the two. You know, I can't remember what they did, but they're like thieves or whatever. On the other two crosses next to him. That's the image. If you know. Like, and I figure, like, everybody's got to know that one, right?
Shit, do
But
I? Let me. It sounds familiar, but I don't. It doesn't
well,
like.
it's just the image of the three crosses on the hill, sort of thing.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen.
but that's the thing. Like, I thought it was like obvious, like especially with the crosses. It like especially when it was like people used to call me Chris Cross, or Chris Cross, or Chris CGT. You know,
That
but
I've been doing that for like the past like 2 weeks. Whenever I talk
I don't
talk to you
blame
about.
people. People call Mesh Namesh because he's got an N in front of Mesh. So
Yeah,
it's just one of those like weird pronunciation things. And honestly, it was for SEO purposes that I added in the why I originally had the three T's was to sort of make it easier to find me because if you just type in Chris one T, it's gonna be you're not gonna find me. It's gonna be a million other little things. Um, but but I switched from the crosses to just the regular T's. It was mostly just because honestly, it was just getting to be a pain in the ass to find stuff and having to copy paste the crosses every time I wanted to post anything regarding whatever. It'd just be easier to type in T's.
even you yourself was struggling.
Well, it's not really a struggle. It's just like, man, I have to fucking copy paste this shit all the time, and I'm like, we're going T's. we're like unifying the sort of brand, making it easier, especially on Spotify. You can't have any of that shit anyways. So,
Yeah,
um,
that's fair.
my Spotify account was already with three T's instead of the crosses. So I figured, I just cut the act and just, that's the name.
Christ. All right, so Christ triple T, triple Charlie. So you're actually the first person in my roster that I discovered, and I was like, I gotta talk because all these people I already knew them like months or even years beforehand, but I actually discovered your music like a month ago. I didn't give it a chance. Then I heard it started listening to it like 2 weeks ago, and then I was like, damn. So yeah, you're the first. You're the first person that I knew very little about, and I was like, I gotta talk to Christ. No,
I,
really.
I'm kind of shocked that, I mean, like, I granted, you said like you know all these guys for a long time, like, or like have known of these guys for a long time, so that's why you're like hitting them up.
Yeah,
Um,
like Vito. Yeah, like Vito, ER. I knew them for a while. Kolea, he was just a really like not bumbling. He was like a up and coming. But same with Big Bungie. So like,
I
but those
mean,
like,
you find me out about like 2 weeks ago, and like, hey, I gotta chat with this guy.
yeah. I was because I was for
I mean,
some
this is moving pretty quick, dude. I mean, you know.
yeah, I was just that like impacted. I'm actually doing like I'm actually listening. I've heard most of your discography. I started in reverse though. I started with the most recent album. Then I heard a bit of 10 Years. Then I heard shit. What's that one called? Is the one with freaking Walk the Earth. That one. Oh yeah, 80. Then I heard most of Online with the two furries. I don't know what that's about. And then I haven't began the Christian one though. So yeah, I'm just listening to your stuff in reverse for some reason. Uh, and
Well,
that
I
was
mean, the 10 years later album is a compilation of like the past 10 years. So if you listen to that, that gives an idea of sort of the breadth of sounds that I've put out over the years. So
okay. But yeah, I've heard most of your stuff so far, and I'm really enjoying it. And like the another reason why I wanted to like talk to this Christ fellow is because on the internet, there's like a lot of like speculation on like what the fuck you're talking about, like especially with Deep Dark Trench. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm not gonna speak too much about it. But people were like saying about like how you somehow like combine like old internet memes and references. Like I mean, hell, look at the cover. But then there's like weird 9/11 illusions, and I'm like, that's such a fucking bizarre compilation, like good combination, like
I mean,
and
do you want to get into that now? I mean, or
oh, we can get into it later, but like that's I was just explaining why I like damn, like I've never seen something like that before.
I mean,
Uh,
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm not doing anything too new or different conceptually, but I mean,
very
I
humble.
I well, I mean, I try to be. If I'm not humble, then I'll
It-
just be an asshole.
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, your namesake, you gotta be humble.
Yeah.
But yeah, like yeah. So I just heard that, and I was like, damn, I gotta talk to this person. Uh, and I mean, the only other I only found only one other interview. You were like chilling with some guy, in real life.
Pat Shennington. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the only other one I found. I don't think you talked to anyone else. I think.
I mean, I've been on like some podcasts and I've been on some like Twitch streams type stuff, but like um, honestly, it's not that I don't like talking about this sort of stuff. It's just that I for some reason I feel like I come off a bit unapproachable at times with like this sort of stuff. I mean, I like to think I'm approachable, but maybe not.
I mean,
So
I think you are. Like, we had a whole ass conversation the day I DM'd you. Like, that was pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, I'm not doing anything.
uh, so Oh yeah, but so yeah, that's the story of how I think I told you how I discovered you. Basically a couple months ago. Back when he was still on Spotify. He's completely dead now. But I was listening to some Coin Locker kid who is a very 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 underground. I think he's more underground than you are, to be honest.
I
And
I looked him up and I hadn't heard of this guy.
yeah, I've been kind of on a underground binge for like the past like 6 months, and I can't get out of it. So send help. Anyways, I've been listening to him, and then I was just seeing like people that were like similar, and then I saw and then I saw the freaking Deep Dark Trench album. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this?
Was this on Spotify?
Yeah, back when he was on Spotify. He's not anymore. He's done his shit. Like
Gotcha.
all his shit's gone now.
I
And
I looked it up. It's on Bandcamp. I think.
yeah, I think he said he was either on Sound or Bandcamp. And I really don't want to go to SoundCloud because it looks a bit too primitive. That sounds bad, I know, but
Okay, what would you say primitive? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I don't know. It just looks like old.
I mean, it is old. You know,
Yeah, but
Spotify's
like
old.
yeah, but like Spotify looks pretty like it looks new every time. Like
Well,
SoundCloud just
I think the difference between SoundCloud and Spotify is SoundCloud anybody can upload. Spotify, you have to go through a management service and you have to basically pay to upload.
really.
Oh yeah, there's a
Uh,
reason why there's so many like people on SoundCloud or Bandcamp that aren't on Spotify or Apple Music because you have to pay to be on those things. Even and then there are some services that do it for free, but they take a bigger cut.
oh,
But honestly, if you want to go underground, you gotta go SoundCloud, you gotta go Spotify. I mean, or Bandcamp. Um, like
yeah,
Spotify is like even at the lowest level at Spotify is pretty surface.
no, yeah. Well, thanks for telling me that because I was like yesterday I was making some music, and by music I mean I just steal. I just steal. I just like this is me making music. It's either just 5 minutes of me playing the guitar, but like shit, and just incomprehensibly rambling, or I just take like some post rock, and just like slow it to fuck or speed it to fuck until it sounds like nothing alike. That's just me. But so I was just thinking of hey, I would just release that. I was not gonna make it cost money because again that's stolen content. But I was like maybe I should just put this on dump it on Spotify to see what happens. But if I gotta pay for it, then never mind.
I mean, Spotify, yeah, whatever service. I mean, it's like $30 a year for DistroKid. But honestly, if you get a SoundCloud account, you could sign in. You could like sign up for free. I think you can get 2 hours of free upload audio. So like you upload up to 2 hours worth for free, and you could share it there. I mean, honestly, if you're actually making music, it's not a bad place to upload. And if you want to release something in a more serious way, like you have like an album or something that instead of going to Spotify first, you go to Bandcamp. That's where I started. I started on Bandcamp and SoundCloud, like back in 2011.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yes. All right.
it's not to say it's a bad thing to write off things that look a bit archaic, but sometimes those archaic looking things still work.
Yeah, I know people still use AO3 for example.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, I don't though for
Like,
different reasons.
I mean, I still use Zune software.
Zoom.
Zune, Zune, like the old it's like around the same time as like iPods were out. It was
Oh
like
yeah, yeah.
Microsoft's iPod. They have a piece of software that they haven't updated since like 2007 or 8 or something.
And you
And
still be on that?
I still use it because it's the only good like media player on my desktop that like I actually like.
Oh.
It's kind of like VLC or something like that, where it's just a
Oh, okay.
you
Yeah,
know.
I know. Speaking of device, what do you use to make your music? Like what program or what devices?
I mean, I make everything on my computer. I've got like a desktop computer, and I
Is
Do you
Is
have
it
a
modern? Is it new or is it like relatively old?
Oh no, I mean, well, I got it in 2020. I'm probably gonna need to update this thing or upgrade this thing probably the next. I'm hoping that it lasts till 2026, but we'll see. Um, but like it's running Windows 10. I cannot stand Windows 11, so I'm not doing that just yet.
You're
Uh,
you're a Windows person.
I mean, I do have a MacBook and I use that for like just web browsing and shit. Um, I've been thinking about getting one of those like new Mac Minis, like they're like $600,
Yeah.
that are pretty powerful. But honestly, I'm sticking with Windows for now. I'm praying that Windows 11 or Windows 12, whatever's next, gets better. Because honestly, I do not want to have to update that. But because it's just terrible. It's like the worst experience ever. But for like music making, I use mostly these days Fruity Loops or FL Studio, whatever the latest one is, or and then like, on occasion I'll use like Audacity or Virtual DJ for like doing some like goofing around or just messing around. Um, sometimes I've even made stuff in Sony Vegas or Vegas, whatever it's called now. Whoever owns it, like the video editing software. So.
And do those cost like money or are those like free?
For a long time, I had used a like copy of FL Studios 10 for like I used it for a good long while until I upgraded and actually started paying for once I really got serious about this, um, paying for FL Studio, which was I think I got it on Black Friday. So actually, if you're listening to this during Black Friday, or if you're looking to get into this, I think I paid like 150 $200 for a license, and it's a forever license. So you pay it once and you own it. It's not like Adobe where you have to pay fucking like $600 a year for that shit.
Ew.
Um,
Ew.
I honestly, I I do a lot of work with Photoshop, so I have to have it work. If it doesn't work, that kind of ruins my workflow, and so I fucking cough up, what is it, $20 a month for Photoshop.
Right.
It sucks, but it is what it is.
Is that your main source of income? Photoshop. Like sorry for
Uh, I mean, I run a record label, so that's so I do a lot of like the design, like the cassette layouts, CD layouts, promos, and like anything for like the label, anything for Christ, anything for my other aliases, it just all goes through Photoshop. On top of like memes here and there, just funny.
memes. I can't forget about the memes.
Oh yeah,
Um and yeah, you said that yeah, you own a record label.
yeah.
So so how's that
I've
like?
been. Oh, I mean, it's good right now. I've got my Black Friday sale going. Hey, everything's on sale. Where subscribers save an extra 15%. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah.
But label's called Business Casual, and started in 2013. So I mean, we got new music just about every Friday. We're sitting at over 400. What are we at? Like 450 releases, almost 450 releases since 2013. Um, so I mean, that's been my main gig. I do some like freelance like work on the side, like design work or video work, um, as needed for like artists or other labels or just stuff like that. But
Is it going
yeah.
well?
I mean, it's going all right. I mean, honestly, the market right now is shit.
Yeah.
It's like I
Yeah.
feel like everybody's hurting. Like especially like it was doing bad in 2022. Then 2023 was picking back up. It was feeling a little bit better in 2023, and then 2024 it's just been nosedive.
Hopefully. I mean if 2023, 2021 wasn't an awful year. 2023 was kind of
No,
ass.
2021 was great. Honestly, for me, it was great. 2022 sucked. I mean, if I looked at my stats, it was like it's like a bit of roller coasters. Like again, 2021, 2020, and 2021 were great. Pandemic
20
really kind of like I thought it was gonna like fuck everything up, but no, it just made things like just so like that. It was great.
uh,
Um, but
2022 was 22 was Kaka.
22, I mean, like it was not good. 2023 was all right, but this year is about the same as 2022. So
2024 have just been a bad year for like everybody. What you're telling me that I gotta deal with like Mr. Beast villain art, like just in general, like why everything's so shit now.
hmm
Like as
I'm,
bad as
I'm
bad.
hoping I'm hoping things next year,
Yeah.
swing back around. Um, but thankfully, thankfully I've got stuff on Spotify and other income coming in from just doing other little things to sort of offset what I'm not making from that. And honestly, the crypto market's doing pretty good, so I'm
Oh,
doing
you
all
are you
right
gonna
there.
you gonna invest in
I
crypto?
I have and still make NFTs. I am a visual artist as well as a musician, so um, I really got into like I I was really into like digital art, like the early 2010s, and around 2016, I kind of switched gears to focus more on music because it was actually making me money instead of you know visual art because I was like making like I was aiming towards like the fine art space, not necessarily like people drawing furry art or people stuff like that.
Are you a furry?
No,
Because
not
three of your album covers just have furry
well.
shit. So
Yeah, no,
I'm
yeah,
wondering.
yeah.
So I'm wondering.
I
Like,
get that. I don't see myself. I'm an. It's like that one meme. I'm like I'm not a furry, but I'm a furry enjoyer. Like
I'm a furry straight up. I in the server there's a member called Red Feather O'Malley. That's just my alt account. And that's my persona, as you can see.
gotcha.
Um,
There was at one point I had a fursona, but it was more so to appease my at the time boyfriend.
oh,
So
you're bisexual or homosexual?
yeah, I'm gay.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That
Yeah,
means we have that. We got the slot. Well, that slot filled. I'm sorry, that was me. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Uh,
don't worry about it.
uh, first homosexual of member of the Red Feathers Intergalactic nest, Space Griffin nest. Yeah.
I mean, are you sure? You sure know this? I mean, I'm looking at some of the other content, and I'm like, I mean, that robot guy, he's probably gay or something.
He says he's straight when he was
Yeah,
on that stream
right.
with
Yeah, right.
he said he was straight when he was getting roasted by Chud Logic. And then actually, like, to quote him exactly, when he was defending Cinny Bear, which is the name of the pedophile that he was defending, he said that in his own words, um, because there was a rumor, which to be honest I kind of believe, that he was attracted to her, and he said, um, like, I'm straight, like, she's a woman, like, what, like, the fuck, bitch, like, you're straight, like, that's your excuse. So he's allegedly straight.
Allegedly.
Under Underdog Mike, he has a wife and kids. Appabend, he's probably straight. Bungie is definitely straight. Kulea, I don't remember. He's straight. Like, come on, just look at his content. Uh, Crimson Rogue, he has a girlfriend, but I don't know. Vito is allegedly straight, but he hangs.
Look at that face. Look at that face. He's a fruit cake.
Okay, he says he's straight, but he hangs around with the Sector, and the Sector is known for being notoriously homoerotic, even though they are homophobic. So,
Mhm.
so take that as you will. He also hangs around with Juju the cow, aka a man who likes to dress up as a cow and get fucked up the ass. You have to say the whole thing. And Weekend Warrior, I don't know about him. All I know is that Weekend Warrior, he's a sweetheart. We love Weekend Warrior in this house. Um, but yeah, you're the only. But so far, you're the only one that just blatantly said it. So that's pretty cool.
I think it's like I don't feel like it's that obvious, but like there are signs. There are like
There are signs.
there's signs, you know. Because I mean, like
Um,
I
my kid
try
hasn't gone.
to keep myself like mysterious in a way. Because honestly, well, I mean, like seriously, it's like my music. It does have this sort of like a
I
bit
can
of
feel it.
an edge to it, a bit of like like not
Yeah, I
that
felt
I'm.
it.
The thing is, like I don't feel like I'm like my music so much, you know. I guess my music is sort of like a way to get out whatever weird feelings I have out in like because a lot of my albums do tend to be like sad or depressing or abrasive.
WW was pretty sad to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was me trying to make bangers, you know, because honestly, um, like AD was like, oh, okay, well, there's there's a whole we can get into it later, but
Yeah.
to answer your other question, no, I don't consider myself a furry.
No.
What?
But
As I said, I'm an enjoyer of art of that nature, but I the community, the sort of idea of me being some sort of like big bear like character, I don't know, buddy.
damn, okay. Jesus Christ. Like, you mean bears like in the gay way, like that kind of it? Which in that case, that's
Either way, it works, you know.
it works. It just works. It just works.
Mhm.
Um, but like I said, you're not a furry. And even are you, are you still gonna make furry album covers? Okay, because like, come on.
I know. Well, okay. Well, with WWW, there are multiple covers, and I was trying to sort of pinpoint different eras and segments of the internet in trying to basically basically thinking of a World War III situation where it's not necessarily countries fighting, but it's these subgroups fighting. It's these sort of
That'd be so
culture
sick.
things. I mean, war is not sick, dude.
That
War is bad.
Hollywood tells me otherwise. So
Hey, Hollywood tells you otherwise. Yeah, I mean, we dodged a bullet there, you know. But I was gonna say, yeah, it's really meant to have again like these sort of a visual representation of these different like age groups. Like you got the millennials, you got the Zoomers, and you got
one of
whatever's next. You know, the alpha.
one of your songs in Jones Curler, I think it was boot camp. It's just Fortnite emotes, and I wanted to cry a little bit, but we don't gotta talk about
Do
that.
you not
Also,
like Fortnite?
I play it, but like I only play it when I'm just like I'm with friends. I guess I don't play it alone.
I play a lot of Fortnite, but the thing is, like for me, like uh, bringing up like different characters. Like you got like Jimmy, which is supposed to be Mr. Beast. You know, you've got
That's actually my favorite song in WWW. Jimmy.
there you go. Because Jimmy and Boot Camp, the Mr. Beast and Fortnite is supposed to be like the Gen Z. You know,
Yeah,
then you have the furry and the Wojak being the millennials, and then you have the emoji cat and the uh, Battlefield Dream Island, hard drive guy, uh, being the sort of team out like Generation Alpha sort of thing coming up from behind. That's why they're shorter. It's why they're, you know, more gray in color because they're not necessarily picked where they're going yet. I was trying to sort of pick out like thinking of this as like sort of like a color wise. Each one's got its own sort of color of like that what's it called, political compass sort of thing, where you eat one in each corner sort of thing, coming
Right.
from
Yeah.
different angles. You know,
Oh,
that
okay.
was sort of like my take on that conceptually. I don't know if it worked out like that. Again, I just wanted to make an album that sounded good, but still had like the sort of trademark Christ, themes type thing.
Right. Yeah. I got it somewhat, and then I didn't get it. So and when I
I
was first listening to it, so there you go.
I intentionally try to keep things open to interpretation because a lot of people interpret, I bring up Deep Dark Trench because that's the one everybody kind of brings up, and it's an album
I
in
wonder. I
three
wonder. I wonder.
acts.
I wonder. I wonder why.
Well, I mean, I the thing is, the other thing with like choosing some of the album covers I have, or like in this case, with WWW, commissioning these album covers, or
You,
you know,
I thought I was gonna be like, did you fucking draw the the fucking furry soldier?
no. The only ones I did were the little emoji cat and the hard drive. I
Did
went
you
on to
do?
I
Did you do the alone online one?
the Alone Line cover. I got the blessing of the original artist, and I did an edit of the I did an edit of an original image. That it's if you were ever on like well, how old are you?
Like 20, somewhat.
Okay, then you're not gonna know this. But there was like this on Tumblr, like back in like 2013. There was this, like, it was all over Tumblr. It was this 1990s auction of furry art at like a public auction on TV. It was like pseudo gay, like erotic, gay stuff or whatever.
Oh,
Um,
1990s auction of furry art.
yeah, I think. Let me.
I
Yeah,
find it. I'm gonna find it.
1996.
Ew,
Ben
what the ew, what the fuck?
Schwartz.
I'm scared.
Ben Schwartz. Well, I mean, again, like it's an old like touchstone of like internet culture because it sort of had that moment, in the early 2010s, but it was also like something from the 90s, from like the early 90s, you know. So it was sort of like with that album artwork, it was original. I could say the original image if you wanted, but like it's edited from another image.
So is the original image from that video?
It's not from that video, but it's by that artist. And
Oh, okay.
if like, he's got a very distinct style. Like if you saw that, you knew the other thing, you'd be able to make the cross examination between the two or whatever. Here.
That's and obviously did you like, and what about the other one, Deep Dark? Did you like actually deadass ask
I I
Christian
I
West Handler, or you
there
just took
was
it?
there was there was a short period of time where they had posted on Twitter their email address, and they were actually checking their email. And this is around the time when I think they were trying to raise money to go to a Brony convention. So I emailed them offering, hey, can I use this artwork? I can, send, money, and of course, like the next day I get like a response, hey, yes, please send it here. You have my blessing. Um, so I sent off the money, and that was that. So I haven't I tried contacting them later when the tapes came out and when the CDs came out to send them a copy of it because it's their artwork. I feel like they should have a copy of it, but I never heard back, or I was never able to get a response because again, that email, I think, maybe got hacked, or maybe got something, like they just never stopped. They stopped checking it. Maybe they forgot the password or something. But it never. I hadn't heard back from them since.
They forgot the password, and they got arrested, and then they were in jail for 2 years, and now they're free.
Yeah,
Um,
and this is all before that happened. So,
uh,
funny enough, I may have had a hand because there's another image from that I think con that he went to or she went that they went to. Um, I
just gave
I
up. Just gave up.
I I, I just do they a lot these days because honestly I don't fucking know. There's in the vaporwave scene, there's a lot of people who don't go, who maybe present one way but don't go that way. So I just go they, just
And
in
when
case.
whenever I'm talking about Christian, I say him, her, and they in the same sentence, and that's worked out. So that's worked out. Um, so I used another image, sacrificial lamb. They used two of them.
Yeah, yeah. There, the two images. One of them is from I think. Well, they're both from issues of the Sonic Chew like thing novel or graphic novel thing that they were doing.
Yes. Uh,
Um, that I edited because, well, here, well, if I do a reverse image search, I may just show me the one because I probably have it in a folder somewhere, but it doesn't matter. But they're both from pages of their comic.
early shit. Like I recognize. I recognize the deep dark trench one. I recognize that one. I don't recognize the other one though.
Yeah, the other one I think I think they were originally in an elevator when like that, and I edited out the elevator part of it and like
Uh,
also the speech. I did all the covers that I've used other artists' artwork from. I've edited, so that's it's not exactly as it was there. It's like either been colors been changed. No Lives Matter. That cover is taken from an Archie comic.
is No Lives Matter on Spotify? I don't see it here.
Anything previous to um, Deep Dark Trenches on Bandcamp
Uh,
because honestly, one, it kind of keeps that stuff a little bit separate. It's from like my early work and stuff on Spotify is like my current work, and there's stuff that's like really because like No Lives Matter was probably my big breakout sort of thing. Uh, it was like the first album that really like it was on like Fantano has a copy of it. You know,
oh wait,
uh,
Fantana reviewed it.
I he had like a series when he would. I think the label that it was on at the time had sent him a copy, or he requested a copy from the label, and he sent them, and it was featured in a um like a pickups video, and he gave me like a short like little review, but he said check it out. So I take that as a and he's following me on Twitter, so that's got to mean something. And he doesn't hate it, so
Uh,
I don't
uh,
I don't think he's listened to anything since then, or if he has, I think since then, uh, I've kind of stayed similar in tone and in concept, but he has certainly kind of stepped away from the sort of like internet a little bit edgy type thing, and he sort of really stepped towards whatever he's doing now, whatever he's reviewing now. So I don't think he's listened to anything past maybe Deep Dark Trench.
I'm gonna
Um,
I'm gonna see if I can try to find. Uh, oh shit. Sorry, some new a new episode of something came out, but I'm gonna see if I can try to find. I'm gonna see if I can try to find that video of the.
I could send you a screenshot from it because I don't know if the video is still up. Honestly, it probably is. I think it was on his. I don't remember what channel it was on. I think it might have been on the other channel he has. But I can
Uh,
send a picture of it later. Um,
yeah. So I'm getting nice. You actually got uh touched by.
but that
Us.
was sort of like the big thing for me. That's kind of what gave me any little bit of notoriety as Christ. That is, I mean, I was doing things with business casual. I was running that well, and around 2016, is when it really started to take off. I don't think just because of No Lives Matter, but also because Bandcamp started to implement new features that I took a part of early and sort of benefited a lot from. So, um,
All
Bandcamp,
right,
it's a really great place, honestly, for music.
Band Bandcamp. Yeah, I assume so. I mean, if I want to continue my ever growing obsession with listening to even more underground people, I'll probably just go to Bandcamp.
And I mean, hey, they have a streaming app, so if you anything you buy on Bandcamp, you could stream within the app, and you can
Yeah.
like and you can pay $1.
Uh,
$1 get all 30 Christ releases.
damn.
Now go
Uh,
great. It's just they're like singles and like stuff like that, but
okay.
you can get all. But if you really want to be cool, $15 a year gets you access to that plus 30 additional mixes, live sets, exclusive albums, exclusive merch, stuff like that. So,
Oh, you've done live shows?
oh yeah, I haven't done that many. I've maybe done I've done a couple, mostly URL shows. So like did like Twitch shows or YouTube shows where like you have a mix and you send it in and they play it during that. Um, but as far as live shows, I've played in New York one, two, three, 4 times. Played in LA twice. Played in Wisconsin. Uh, here in Pittsburgh. Where else have
I'm
I played?
assuming I'm assuming that's Spotify because when I open Spotify, the first image I get is you looking down at is it like you're looking
Yeah,
down at something. I'm assuming that was one of those shows.
yeah. That was probably, if I'm remember right, it's probably from the last New York show I did, which was last year.
Oh, okay. I mean that means the implication
I
here that you
yeah,
could probably get another one soon.
honestly, I haven't done any like IRL live shows since last year, only because honestly, there haven't been that many like in person shows big enough to get me to get out there because it's uh like my rent's cheap. I live in my means. If I can't at least break even on a trip, I'm probably gonna have to say no because at least you know. Um,
Uh, I mean, I mean, you could always come to like Florida. There's some pretty good places where you could like do stuff.
there was a vaporwave show happening in Florida a couple of like last year, and honestly, I hear it was kind of a shit show, but
Oh no.
that's neither here
A-
nor there. I mean, it was a
Any
one off sort of thing.
any cool concert stories that you can tell, or did all of them go swimmingly?
Honestly, every time I've played live, there's always like I have a huge visual component to my sets. If you've seen any of the have you seen the slideshow videos on YouTube?
Any of what?
The like slideshow type videos with all the cursed images.
Yes.
Yes. Basically, half the time something goes wrong with that. Like one time, uh, they didn't have an HDMI input on stage, so I had to scramble. Like I'm going on like 10 minutes. I'm trying to get the fucking guy because of course there's like a million people. This is at like a festival, so there's like a bunch of people just like I'm trying to get like this sort of shit taken care of because of course I figured that I was told earlier in the day, oh, we'll be fine. We got you. Clearly, they
Alright.
didn't. Um, and honestly, again, it's always something video wise that goes like awry, but that's because it's not what most people do from the stage. Um, they usually just have somebody like press like in the back doing visuals, but all my stuff is done from my computer on stage.
Something ever went wrong with like the people though? Like maybe you had like a little bit too a fan that was a bit too touchy, or a fan that said some weird shit, like nothing crazy like that?
I think the weirdest thing was there's a guy who was like clearly drunk. He stunk of like alcohol and weed. This is at the first LE show I did, and I mean
Of course, it was LA.
I mean I honestly most of my fans are kind of chill or kind of cool. Like I've got a bunch of like kids who are like, oh my god, wow, it's Christ, can you sign this?
I mean,
Um,
that's cool. I mean,
hey,
like the fact that
I'm happy that I have fans, let alone fans who care enough to document everything on like they made a fucking Wikipedia or not wiki like a wiki page or for just me and my aliases and stuff, and I'm just like,
really.
oh man.
Let me see if I can find it.
Uh,
Price wiki
I mean,
or oh, I
the
found it.
actually, it's kind of honestly, it's a little bit embarrassed. Chris TT, no. Which everybody wiki now. Uh, I don't know where it is. Christ wiki fandom. Nah, that's not it. I mean, I'm on a couple of like the vaporwave wikis, but like they actually made like an actual Wikipedia page.
Oh, yeah, I found Chris Triple T on Vaporwave wiki.
Yeah, there's that one, but they like went a little far. um, it, it,
uh,
it, it's just like I feel like there's not enough Christ fans to really warrant having a whole entire wiki page. You know,
you'll get there
uh,
someday.
I'll get there someday. I'll know what I've got there when I have an actual Wikipedia page, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
No, I mean, no, it's possible because you don't. So one thing I like to do is I like to just put a random genre, like I don't know, post rock or math rock, and I just go on like the list of, and then whichever has the weirdest name, I just listen to that. And you will not believe, like two bands that I'm listening to right now, both post rock. One of them is called The Declining Winter, and the other one is called A Dog Called Ego.
Hmm.
Um, Both of them have significantly less listeners than you do, and their most popular songs are significantly less let me give you perspective. Let's say I go to Christ, and here it says that a song that people listen to a lot is Doom Scroller, 200,000, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then let's say hypothetically, I go to A Dog Called Ego. So already we're at a bad start because A Dog Called Ego has only 43 monthly listeners.
I,
um,
I mean, well, here's the
and
thing. I've gotten lucky with a lot of things. Like that Doom Scroll thing would not have nearly that many plays. It was stuck on one of the vaporwave playlists that got updated once, and then it's never been updated again. So it's just been on the official Spotify vaporwave playlist for like 2 years. So I'm not
don't
complaining.
correct them. Don't correct them. Don't correct
I'm
them.
not complaining, but at the same time, it's like that's an outlier. So
But still though, like you have, and then like A Dog Called Eagle, 43 monthly listeners. So this is already bad. And then their most popular song, which is "Tell Me That I'm Not Awake." It's a banger song, by the way. It's fucking peak. But that shit only has like 1,000. So you're doing significantly better than they are. And but they
yeah,
have their own.
okay. Also, I'm looking at this 2011, 2012, 2007. I mean, at their peak, was Pride back then, and they were maybe on like MySpace, maybe they were on Bandcamp, maybe they did better there. I mean, just because somebody's got like low numbers on Spotify's not the best aggregate for like how people actually are doing. Like I've got friends who've got like over 1 million Spotify listeners, but it's off one song that like got really popular, and everything else is just kind of like just there.
Maybe getting a Wikipedia page was easier back then.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Well, and the thing is, like, I mean, also like I said, like they had an EP in 2022, but that's what, a decade after their last one. So
Oh my god, they just died. They actually just straight up died.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of artists that honestly, and I guess I didn't think about this until way later. But a lot of people in college were making like, especially in like 20, like the like around that sort of 20, 2000 like 7, 8 to like 2013, 14, like made a lot of great music and started a lot of big movements in college. But after college, they disbanded because they were no longer around each other. They had like they weren't big enough that they could kind of make money as a band doing that, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but because that's the thing. I mean, some of these things just dissolve because they're just not making enough money.
Yeah.
Like
Like.
making enough money at the time when they're together and life's cheap. But once you like move apart, like oh we gotta get the band over here to record this. Oh I got a job. I got kids. I got a wife. It's just like life gets in the way, and that's why a lot of these bands that even some of the best bands like just die after just like 4 or 5 years because college is over, school is over. They got to get out into the real world
Unless they make it big really quick, then
unless they make it big really quick, and those are the people who can make it out after that, or the people who are just like one man bands, that
Ta- Tame
like
Impala.
that's the reason why I'm even able to like do what I was. If I was in a band, I was in a in a group with somebody else, and I mean we had put out like 2 or 3 releases, but eventually we just sort of grew apart because we were already not like locally together. We were like this was an internet band, so we were just like
Oh,
I was here in PA, they were in Texas.
oof.
Um, so, but I mean, we just like send stuff online. All my stuff's just been online. I don't think I've only once or twice worked with somebody in person. None of that was just like none of it got released. None of it like got even saved. I think it was just like just goofing around. I don't the IRL sort of experience of working together kind of just I I'm too much of a micromanager to really have that work well. I
Is
think.
there anybody in particular in like the vaporwave, or not even, doesn't have to be vaporwave, but like in the vaporwave or Thunderphonics scene, where that you would like you're like, damn, I just have to make a song with him. Like, oh my god,
I
sure.
mean, there's people who I think it would be cool. Like I'm also looking at my Spotify. Like Giant Claw would be cool. James Furrow or One of Tricks Point Never would be cool. But I don't know what I would bring to the table. You
Giant.
know, ever heard of Death's Dynamic Shroud?
Funny you say that because I was talking to a pal of mine about you. I was like, yo, you gotta get on this. You gotta get on this. And then he was like, and then I just said, all right, just for shits and giggles, just give me the most random Thunderphonics album ever. Just give me one. And then he gave me Death's Dynamic Shroud. So funny you say that.
I well, but he's Giant Claw is one of the 3 people in Death's Dynamic Shroud.
Okay, it all connects.
So, but that's the thing. Like there are people who I think would be fun to work with on something. I just don't know what I would bring or how I would really. I've collabed like once recently, and this is during the Alone Online era. So I was kind of doing something different. So I felt like it was a little bit easier to kind of collab on something. But even then, I work entirely with samples these days and have been for like the past 15 years. So honestly, it's just for me. It's I don't know what the fuck I sample. So what can I bring here? I always see like if you know anything about like future funk, I always see people collabing on stuff. It's just like what did you two do together that like what do you guys couldn't just do by yourself? Oh, you slowed or sped up this sample. Oh, that's all you did together. I mean, is that really a collab or is this just like trying to what's the word it's
Me, me,
just
me every time.
trying to like milk each other's audience for like likes or views or clicks.
Me every time I look at a breakcore or collab, I'm like, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's me every time I look at Siberia. I'm like, what the hell did you do, Siberia? Like, what the fuck did you do for with these people? Like,
Yeah,
um,
I just don't really collab very well. Also, I mean, it's not that I don't have people ask me, "Hey, you want to collab?" or "Hey, you want to do this?" or "Hey, you want to do that." I'll be honest, I just don't really. Like I said earlier, I try to have this sort of image about the music and about me being somewhat mysterious to outsiders who aren't really, like in the Discord or like, who kind of know me on the second level. But on the top level, I try to be like, suppose like, because I mean, Crisis is my only alias. I do have another alias that popped off on
yeah,
TikTok. I had one song, Father 2006, no spaces. But the one song popped off on Twitter and on Twitter, not TikTok. And it's like one of those like it popped off on sad TikTok of all places, which I didn't even think it existed, but of course it does. It's for like all those like sad, edgy teenagers who are like, "Oh, my life sucks," or like, they're going
ew.
through something, So it's like that.
Is you said your alias was Father 2006?
Yeah.
How many aliases do you have? Are you one of those? Oh,
I
are
I I've got about maybe a
no
dozen.
no no wonder why Spotify
One,
grouped you
two,
with.
three, four, five, six, seven. I've probably up eight. Uh,
Okay, then no wonder why fucking Spotify grouped you with Coin Locker Kid.
I'm assuming he's got a bunch of aliases.
Yeah, let me see if I can. He has Coin Locker Kid. Come look with me. I love when people just make a whole sentence their name. That's not annoying at all. Coin Locker Kid. Come look with me. Celeste Key. Miro Mirama. There's like two more I'm forgetting, but yeah, he's one of those.
Yeah, I've got about nine aliases. Um,
Jesus Christ.
Christ is the main one.
Any
Uh,
is there a like I'm assuming there's meaningful differences. Damn, you have
well,
a
well,
fuck ton. You have a
well,
fuck ton with Father 206.
yeah, I mean, sonically, I try to keep them different. That's the difference between them. It's not necessarily tonally for all. Some of them, like the tone is similar. Like I have a video that's called Screen Recording, and it's all entirely made with YouTube.
Wait, hold on. Someone is summoning me. Give me like just a second.
Well, hello, chat. This is the Christ Show now. Welcome to my show. Uh, yeah, I don't think this bit's very good. I'll just wait.
And wait, you shall not, because I'm back.
Okay, okay,
I just got a phone call.
you're good.
But yeah, like, oh yeah, I'm just checking your father. Damn, god damn, you have a lot of listens.
Well, it's like I said earlier. It's like you have one song that pops off, and it's sort of like disproportionately like overshadows everything else. If I didn't have that one song, then all those other things wouldn't be at the numbers they're at. It's like that's the thing. Like I I've been very lucky. I've been in the right place, the right time on a number of occasions.
Yeah,
So
let's see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're working with. Pause. You got three albums, which is more than I expected. For you've recently released a new single. Okay, so it seems like you're still interested with Father
I
2006.
I mean I kind of forced to. Like the thing is like I feel like the three albums I have is like a nice like beginning, middle, end sort of or end, middle, beginning. No,
Uh huh.
beginning. If we're depending on what way we're looking at, because it goes white, red, black.
Yeah, there's
Um
Black Box or Residue. White is the most
uh
recent one.
yeah. Well, black box is I I don't feel like I need to make another album from a stance of like I feel like the story is done.
Oh, it's one of
But
those. Oh, so it's it's all.
it's a very personal project. It's always been a very I never intended for this project to take off at all. Like it just
Which
like
one?
I made the first two
Which one was
albums
the
I made.
most? Which one
Go
was the
ahead.
most personal? Which one was the most personal out of the three? And which one was the one where you were like, oh, I guess I gotta make another one? Oh man.
Well, I mean, Residue is okay. In the order of like how the story would go, it goes Residue, Reflection, and then White Death. You know.
In reverse.
Um, well, I at the time because basically it was supposed to be White Death, then No Lies Matter, and then Reflection. Because
Uh-huh.
those three were meant to be like sister releases to No Lies Matter, being sort of a different. Like No Lies Matter is my take on this. All four albums in that space is meant to be sort of a. My father died of cancer in 2006.
Oh
So
shoot.
it's sort of like a way to sort of cope with that sort of feeling and get that sort of the feelings that I had balled up, out, like in a cathartic way, and No Less Matter has sort of been was like my experience going through this sort of traumatic event, whereas the Father albums are sort of like a reflection of what I like the feeling that he may have gone through at the time. Um, and that's kind of why the names are the way they are, and the vibe is kind of how it is. Uh, and working on White Death and Reflection really are meant to be, Reflection is meant to be like sort of the moments before, and then White Death is the moments after, or like the years and days before, and then after those were done, a couple years later, I had made Residue, which is meant to be, the early stages of this, and coming to, the realization, what's something is wrong, what is happening, what is going on, and then we get into we know what's going on, and it's going to end, and then we get from end to end, if that
It
makes any
was
sense.
was residue. Did you make it because you wanted to, or were you just like, oh
I
shit?
it was an album that I wanted to make, and I'm glad I did because again I feel like those three albums sort of bookend each other really really nicely. I don't feel like I have anything more to say about that situation. Um, Although there is a new development that I've been conceptualizing and trying to figure out how I want to tackle for a potential next album, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to uh, uh, make it as well or as like really put my soul into it as much as I did those first three.
For Father 2006.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
like I from a number standpoint, I want to make another album, but from a internal standpoint, like I think this is like perfect. Like it's
I
end it there.
mean, you could end it there. You said you had like what, 9 aliases?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
some of them are like I have Byproduct, which was my first alias, and
let me
that
see.
one I haven't had an album since like 2014.
Is that one on Spotify? Is that one on
No,
Spotify?
no, all the other ones are the only ones on Spotify are Father and Christ. All the other ones are gonna be on Bandcamp.
Oh, okay. Which out of I'm assuming Christ is your favorite one then, given how that's the one that you're like working on right now.
Well, I mean, Christ is the one that is my favorite. It's the one I feel like I have the most fun with. Um, again. I have other aliases where some of them are situational. Like I have one called Death Channel, and it's again like I feel like that's also a kind of a done alias because it's got two albums and it's all about the Wii and Wii U shop closing and sort of the end of life for these consoles. And it's taking the sort of sounds and vibe from those things and make it a little bit sadder and a little bit more ethereal, you know.
You made a whole ass thing about like two consoles
It's
dying. Funny story.
it's I mean, and if you're the Christ Club, you can order it on CD.
Oh wait,
I'm
damn. Okay.
I'm really just trying to sell stuff. I mean, this is free promo, dude. I might as well just take it all in, you know.
Nah, that's fine. You
Um,
could be shameless.
but I mean, I've got a couple other aliases. Some of them there's one or two that I haven't said was me, so I'm not gonna break down. Honestly, I just kind of wanted to see if they would have any legs to stand on if my name was attached to it. And I mean, they don't really, but at the same time, at this point, I'm happy with them just kind of being their
Which
own
one?
thing. And if people figure it out, that's fine.
Uh,
If people don't, that's also
which
fine.
which alias did you feel you didn't get anything out of, like the one that you were like, ew, why the fuck did I do that, so gay, like which alias, like where you're
Uh,
like,
Honestly, I can't. I've gotten something. I've gotten something out of every release I've put out. Whether it be good or bad, it's all kind of like a learning process. I don't think any of my aliases are bad. I think some of them, like Byproduct, Cordless Soul Machine, they kind of, immature in the way of like I'm starting out and I don't quite know what I'm doing. No, okay, no, I have 10 aliases, I think, because
Jesus,
I forgot about one that
that's a good
that
sign.
well, only because I don't have a Bandcamp page for it, because I think I changed its Bandcamp page to another one, because honestly, uh I wasn't gonna make I made like two EPs with it in like this is like by early days, and they just weren't very good. They're up on YouTube on like my other alias, what was it called, ambient
Cordless soul,
shit.
cordless
Ambient
soul machine.
Well, Cordless Soul Machine's another one that I do from time to time. I don't know if there'll be another one. Father 2006 had kind of replaced Cordless Soul Machine as sort of like that sort of like drony and a little bit like glitchy type sound.
You
Um,
byproduct, yeah, okay. Christ, ambient shit, yeah, that's the one you're talking about.
yeah.
Mr. Happy Face.
That was like all my YouTube, my Twitter. That was just sort of like my handle, you know. And
Oh, okay.
that I had since like 2007. It's like everybody's got like their first handle, right?
Yes.
Are you gonna be Red Father for or Feather for forever? Are you gonna switch it up as you get a little bit older?
I mean, that's just. I mean, I'm a superhero, so I don't. It's just kind of hard to change the handle. I mean, in every other social media, I have a different name, but it's the same PFP, so people could tell it's me.
Gotcha.
But no, but like yeah, but yeah, like so I'm basically having my cake and eat it. um, but
Yeah, I mean, like I go by Christ on like Twitter, but I also have another account where it's more so like my actual name, my actual like art and stuff. But
yeah, John. Yeah, I found you, John Zobel. Just John
yeah,
Zobel.
it's
Um,
Zobeli.
you Italian?
Yes, Mamma Mia.
Fucking got that instantly. I'm so smart. You were born. Were you born here or were you born in Italy?
I was born and raised in America. Never been to Italy. Father, on the other hand, was born in Italy and moved here when I was like 3 or 4. So,
I'm assuming your mom is American.
yes, she grew up in PA.
Oh, okay. So where you at right now?
No,
Uh,
I'm in Pittsburgh, PA.
oh,
I,
damn.
I, I didn't grow up in the Pittsburgh area. I grew up in New Jersey, but
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Uh, so damn, you have a fuck ton of work. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
God damn.
I've been online since 2006 as a in a creative standpoint. Like I think I started uploading stuff on like YouTube and DeviantArt as far as like 2006, 2007.
Yeah,
So that's
I'm like seeing here. You already got 6 albums off rip with fucking Cordless Soul Machine. Like Jesus, Byproduct. I'm going through rate my music, so like I'm probably missing
yeah.
like a. We have
Ambient Chant, Soul Machine, Byprod, Father, Death Channel, Screen Recording. Uh, yeah,
I
there's
kind of like
and the,
I counted like 9 for Byproduct.
you cut what?
I counted like 9 of Byproduct, like 9 albums, or maybe I'm just stupid. Hold on.
Counting. I don't know what I heard. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, nine main albums. Yeah.
Yeah, you're busy. You're pretty busy.
Well, I mean, when the thing is, like, whenever you start out with something, it's really easy just to like make them because I was in high school in 2010, 2011, 2012.
Oh wait, so
So
that means you're like what, 30?
I'm 31.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
so I'm like, I I've definitely I've had my moment of like, and I'm glad I had it early. Of like ultra producing, like just putting out a bunch of stuff. Like I made everything and I put it all out. Like there was like barely anything left on the cutting room floor. It just all kind of went out, and I'm glad I got that early. I had that like spurt of like inspiration and just like making stuff like that early. So once I started with Christ, I was a little more thoughtful for what I was putting out, a little more taking my time and a little more you know not just shoving something out because I made it, here it is, sort of thing. You know.
yeah, I can see here that you have Stab Something with Jamie Oliver. I'm kidding, Jamie Page.
Yeah.
Um, is that I think you
That
how
that, that that was the band, quote unquote, I was in. Um,
Stab. You only made one album, a really long album though.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was the album, and then it was like the remixes, which is like after 17 through 24. So I mean, I, the first 16 tracks are the album. The other ones are just extras. Because I mean, again, this is a time when we had no real. I had no real like content quality control sort of thing. So I just was putting out everything, even if it
Right.
kind of was just you know. So
And so speaking of, so I assume with this much aliases, what inspired, like, basically who are like your big three, like your inspiration, something like that really got you into this?
mm,
Who are
well,
the 3 people that got you into making music? Like
I
your
mean, it,
heroes.
depends on like eras. Like if I want to go back to early days, I would say LCD Sound System, Gorillas, and
I love LCD Sound System. Oh my god.
and Prefuse 73. Those three were like big inspirators of like the byproduct era.
I
Then
really
I'd say,
love I really love LCD Sound System.
I mean, on 4533 is got to be it got me through such a hard time in my life that honestly, like that album is just like I love that album so much.
Yeah, I've been
Uh,
I've been I've been I've been listening to a lot of them as of recently. Probably a bit too late for that because I know for a fact they're not relevant anymore.
oh no, I mean they I remember on YouTube when they first started doing streaming on YouTube. This is like uh, 2013, 2012. They did like their last show as a stream on YouTube. Uh, and I remember staying up late, which was like late for me, which was like I think past 10 or 11 at the time, to watch this show on YouTube at like 144p. You know, it sounded like shit on my speakers, but I
Right.
was having it because like this was the last show. I had to see it. Um, but then they came back with another album a couple years later, and I think they just dropped a new single not too long ago, which I think it's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, they're actually
Um,
touring right now. Well, they're not touring. They're in Queen for like the entirety of December. Which, what the
oh
fuck?
yeah, no, I saw that. They're doing their thing at the Knockdown.
Uh
That's where I played two of the shows at was that
oh,
place.
Closer and
Uh,
closer, you become connected to LCD Sound System.
I remember sending DFA Records, run by James Murphy of LCD Houses and I think other people at the time. Demos from the Byproduct era, waiting to be on there so bad because I was like, oh my god, I want to be on this label because I love them so much. But clearly, my shit stunk, and
They just
didn't
don't get
sound.
they just don't get it. They just don't get it.
No, it didn't have anything to do with the sort of like house sound that they were doing at the time, or still doing to this day. So but it's just like a tidbit. Like I was that into them at the time. But like, there's that era, and that was really inspired by LCD Sound System, Gorillaz, and uh the Preview 73.
I don't know who that last one is, but I know the first two.
Yeah, Preview 73, like glitch hop artist.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Uh,
the way I started listening to LCD Sound System, my favorite song from them is the. You probably know this one. Is the one that goes like, "New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down."
you know,
Yeah.
I do I love that album and that track is great, but I think it's been overplayed in the past couple years and I kind of has lost its sort of like magicalness to me. I don't know.
But the way I heard it the first time, that song in particular, "New York, I love you,"
I I
I
I
heard
was on TikTok the other day and they have one of the songs from it might be like Drunk Girls or something in like a fucking Amazon commercial on TikTok, and I'm just like, no,
really.
it's Daft Punk playing in my house. It's like, let me show you the ropes, and then they just repeat that line 3 times. It's just like infuriating because it's like, oh
Uh,
my god, the music of like my like era, is finally becoming boomer music.
that
Oh
that's
no,
that's not
like
good.
and it's going to happen to all of us. We're going to have that moment where you realize, oh, the stuff that was like kind of cool and in is now just stuff used in commercials because it's like recognizable.
Can't wait for Thundercat to get regulated to commercial music.
I mean, I they're probably there. He's got to be in a commercial by now.
Oh yeah, like fucking them changes. That shit blew the fuck up.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, my but yeah, my favorite song in LCD is "New York, I Love You." I heard it in I heard it in a TV show called Ray Donovan. Do you know it?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I don't know the show, but that's sort of my point. Like, you're just gonna start hearing and like everything because it's just a recognizable song. My favorite's got to be off the same album, "Get Innocuous." Off
Yeah, I
that
think
album,
that's
like
the yeah.
that intro is just like, man, it's just, oh man, like
So yes, yeah, LCD Sound System is your inspiration. Gorillas, I haven't actually heard that much Gorillas. I'm gonna be honest with
honestly, it was Gorillaz the first album and Demon Days that were really like kind of like I was really getting into those that sort of early era. And that's what again, like as far as like, because it's a combination of like rock meets electronic, and that's sort of like before that I had been listening to like a lot of what my mom was and dad were listening to, which was like my father listening to classical music, my mother listening to like 80s and 90s adult pop, like your Genesis, Phil Collins, or your Santana, stuff like that, like adult contemporary at the time. Um, and so once I started figuring out my own likes, which kind of stem more so from my mother's side, these sort of 80s and 90s pop hits, because they sound so good. It's like there's a reason why there's a whole genre of like vaporwave just takes from that era of just like that sort of like synthy poppy, just slow it down and speed it up.
you. Yeah,
But like that along with rock from my mom, like the Bruce Springsteen, she listened to that all the time. But that sort of informed me when I got to Gorillaz. It had that sort of rock influence, but it also had this electronic aspect to it that was really new and fresh and different. I hadn't really heard anything quite like it because I think I'd just gotten an iPod at that point in like 2007, 8. Um, and then from there, I do you ever watch like Adult Swim as a kid? Like you used to see like all those little bumpers and stuff in between shows.
yeah,
There was a couple artists like Prefuse 73 or Jackson and his Computer Band. They had like audio in bumpers, and I'd hear that, I'm like, oh my god, what is that? I had to go online to figure out what they were. This is when I first got online. I'm trying to figure out what these songs are because they're so like, oh damn, it's so good.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
what.
I need to know what that is, and so
Yeah, that's what
that's how I went
Thundercat
down
is.
that rabbit hole, and that's how I got into like Plunderphonics, and then on top of that, like that's the music influences going like early days. YouTube poop and like video edits were my other big really into, you know, like sampling and Plunderphonics and early forms of vaporwave. That's how I got into that, and that's how I got into the first label I was at, which was a YouTube poop record label turned into like a regular kind of net label. You know.
Do you like the Avalanches?
Oh yeah, I have. Since I left you is a classic. I don't think they've quite hit that since. Wildflower's all right. Did they have one in between the one that just came out and Wildflower?
Let me check.
I
Uh,
don't remember. I don't think they did. But
the Avalanches. Since I left you,
since I left you,
we will
uh,
always love you.
no, okay. Since I left you, Wildflower. Yeah, we will always love. Okay, we will always love you is all right. Wildflower is fine. But Since I Left You is eternally a classic, and it's like one of the best, representations of sample-based music I think ever, and I think we'll ever have, honestly, because it's
Damn,
really it's a perfect album.
yeah, I enjoyed it a lot when I first heard it.
Um,
Their schedule's ass. 2000, 2016. Like, damn, what the fuck?
yeah, no, I mean, well, the thing is, I mean, like it was kind of a big deal that album when it came out because no one had really kind of gotten away because they were like from Australia, so I don't think their rules on copyright kind worked exactly the same. So I think they got away with a lot. Like, and that was kind of like a big thing at the time when a lot of rappers and stuff were like getting like called out for like sued by record companies for sampling so and so on a beat or something. Because this is when that stuff was really starting to happen. But like Avalanche just kind of like signaled what felt like a turn to like oh, so we can just kind of do this and get away with it. I think they had to change some of the samples for the U.S. market edition, but like the original edition, it kind of came out. I don't think I don't know if there was that much backlash from like labels or stuff because it's such a masterwork in sampling. I mean,
Like,
there's so many artists I could now. I'm just opening up the floodgates to all the artists that have inspired me. But I mean, I can go on forever, honestly.
that's kind of like what they were trying to do, right? Like, basically, they just sampled so much that it just became utterly unrecognizable. So, like, what could
Yeah,
you say, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I really like the Avalanches.
Yeah,
The
that's a
the Av-
great album.
the Avalanches. Um, and what and apart from Plunderphonics, electronic, well, what other genres do you like? Really like?
Honestly, it's probably since I first like got introduced to like electronic music. That's been like rock, unless it has sort of like electronic edge or like kind of more modern sensibilities. It's kind of hard for me to get into. Like I'm not a fan of like metal or punk
Metal.
or you know like I
Not
don't
even like
mind
not even like math rock.
like who are we talking about? Like
Math
like
rock. You know,
yeah.
your black middies. You know, your black countries.
Okay, Black Middy's all right. I'm
All
trying to
right,
I
damn.
I have a copy of was it Cavalcade?
That's your second one, yes, I think.
Yeah, I've got a copy. I like that one. I enjoyed. I remember when the music video first came out. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? Like, see, it just showed up in my recommendation. I never heard of them before. It just was it was the one with the three art styles. It's like it, it's from that album. But I remember seeing that for the first time. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. This is like kind of like a jazz rock fusion, electronic, sort of thing. Um,
I really
like
like the I really like the singer. I really respect him too. You know how old he was when he made Shanglehan?
uh, young. I don't know.
He was 17. Like right now he's
Yeah.
like up in at like 23. Like damn, like just give up honestly.
Okay. Whenever I think of math rock, I think of the band Data Rock, which honestly I haven't thought about in forever. And they're not math. They're not math rock. They're just like I just remember there was like they were in like a Apple commercial in like 2006 or something. Oh yeah, this one. Man, I haven't thought about this in forever. But I mean, who are some other like big math rock names that you could think of? Because honestly, I'm blanking on.
I got,
Because
I got some. We got. Do you know Delta Sleep?
I don't know.
You know what? Just because of that, I'm gonna send you their. One of their. I heard an album that I listened to from them. It's called
Here, let me
Ghost.
let me let me go rate your music. Let's see. What would you say is the biggest? Would you say more recently, or would you say, last decade?
Delta Sleep. They're from 20. They've been around since like 2013, I think.
Okay, let's
Um,
let's see what the best of all time for 20. No, not 2010. Let's see. Decades. See the 2010s. Let's see.
what are we doing?
Uh, I'm gonna rate your music.
You're gonna recommend music?
Okay, Black Mini. I know that one. Uh, Honestly, I know a lot of music by album covers. Like for me, the visuals kind of
Yeah, I got it.
like
Uh,
make it easy for me to like either honestly knowing graphic design and knowing font choices and knowing like design choices that usually go with a certain sound of music, it makes it really easy when I'm like at the record store to kind of tell what genre something is just by the album cover, just by the font choice.
sometimes people
So
just kind of give up though, like with Slint, for example. You know Slint.
uh here, let me go back to the regular list. Slint, 1991.
Hmm.
Yeah. Spiderland. I don't recognize the I mean, the thing is, I would look at this and I'd be like, I'm probably not gonna be into this, honestly.
It's one of
It
the. Is what people say is one of the best examples of like post rock or something.
Post rock, hardcore, math rock. Okay, yeah, I haven't listened to it. But maybe I gotta put that on the short list then.
So sometimes
Uh,
I feel like sometimes I feel like rate my music just be lying to me. Who the fuck are Sasquatch? Like who?
Sasquatch.
Yeah, like they're in the list. Like who the fuck are these people?
You just play the Among Us link.
That's not. Yeah, they're literally. I'm not even. They're called Sasquatch.
I mean, 20, if it's from 2011, okay, it's only like 205. I think it's like I think Rate Your Music recently changed their like algorithm for how they rate stuff, so I think it might just be a bit, it's a little more so off popularity of like how recently it's doing. Like maybe it like recently got found out by somebody. It's like, oh wow, this is actually pretty good, guys. Here, check this out.
Yeah,
Um,
I know some of these. I know, you know. Oh yeah, here's a good one. The Fall of Troy.
uh, Looking at this list, I don't recognize the name now.
I only know them because my girlfriend fucking upset this up. So then, fucking. Let's see what I don't damn. You know it's bad when even I don't recognize them. Oh, here's a
I
good one.
mean, I'm going to like the top 100, and I mean, honestly, I recognized Black Mini, and that's about it.
You know things are fucked when I don't recognize anything.
I mean, and the other thing is, I'm looking at a lot of the dates. A lot of these are from the '90s. Honestly, I think the '90s kind of for like rock music. I think the '90s kind of suck. You know, I never got into grunge. A lot of the sort of like like even like really like electronic when it comes to like dance music kind of sucked in the '90s.
So
Like
when you hear Nirvana, you're like, no.
I'm just like I feel like even some of like the best bands like Radiohead, from the '90s stuff doesn't really speak to me. It really doesn't get to like again that sort of turn of the decade where it gets a little more electronic, a little more you know just
You don't you don't like Radiohead?
funny enough,
Choose your words very carefully. Correct.
I really do love A Moon Shaped Pool.
That's
That's
a new.
my
That's a
that's
newest
my
one.
yeah. I really love. I mean, uh, if you know, you know. I've sampled that album and it's done really well for me. So,
Oh, nice.
um,
But like, do you actually like are an avid Radiohead enjoyer, or are you just like,
I'm a passive radio. I mean, I got into Kid A in like high school, and I sampled something off of what's one after that? It starts with an A. It's like Aphrodisiac or something like Amnesia or something.
Mhm.
That the one after Kid A.
Alright,
Um,
let me help you out. Fucking or not? Hold on, wait, give me a second. Radio head. We have.
it's got a red square on it.
Oh, it's Amnesia, yeah.
Yeah, that. Um,
So you're not
but
like. Yeah, you're just.
I'm not about to go suck Tom. Well, I mean, honestly, I personally like Tom York's how do you pronounce it? Is it Tom or Thom?
Just say Thomas. It's
Tom
easier.
Tom. I enjoy York's solo projects more than I do a lot of Radiohead projects.
Oh, so do you like the? Okay, it's not really a solo project, but do you like the Smile?
I've only listened to it once. I think I'd have to listen to it again to really. I don't really remember much of it. I thought it was all right. I think. Um,
Yeah, that's that. That's actually the key on how Radiohead still stay together. Because basically, they what they do is like periodically for a time they just don't make anything for the band for like 3 years because they're all too busy doing solo shit, and then they're like, you know what, we did all our solo shit, so we'll just come back to the band.
yeah, I think looking at Tom's stuff, the Racer and Anima, probably my favorite two of his. I mean, it doesn't have that many. It's got one, two, three, four. So like four albums, plus film scores, which I don't know if they really count. Um,
Like, when was the last time Radiohead made something? Oh they've been
yeah,
gone for a while, like
yeah.
2016, damn.
I
um
mean, I remember when that album came, the opening to the album came out. I was just like, oh, it's got like the fucking Burn the Witch, I think it was.
mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right, Burn the Witch. So what about what's it called, Nintendo Core? Do you like that shit? you
Nintendo
know
Core,
your
like
you know your
chiptune.
Yes, like your Star Bombs or your Dead Horse.
Star Bomb. Oh my fucking god! Is that the
Uh,
Aaron Hansen project?
seems like I unlocked a.
No, it's honestly, it reminds me of like Tumblr era, like YouTube, what would you call it? Like YouTube video gamer music, like Tobuscus, like
Uh,
that's the type
uh,
of like stuff it reminds me of. Which honestly, in its day, in that moment, sure it was silly, but it's not that it's like bad. It's just that it's not great. Like I was on the same label as the Living Tombstone back in the day, So
the the you and Tombstone. Have you ever like talked to him or something?
no. I mean, he was on the label late in the label. Like this is like 2011, 2012 that he was on the label.
Oh, okay.
And no, it was like 2012, 2013 was on the label. And by that point, I was already kind of off doing business casual stuff. So, and the
Uh,
label had died shortly after that. So it was like, it was like a one off. But
so, but you're actually, yeah. What's your opinion on YouTuber music? Like, what's your general? Because there's like a really bad rep that YouTubers can't do fucking anything, which is low-key kind
I,
of true. Which is low-key kind of true, to be honest.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know. Well, I don't know many YouTubers who have gone musician who weren't already musicians before. If they're already a musician before, then
That was
they're probably fine. But if there's like, KSI singing about God knows what, that's not good. I mean, I say the only good like YouTuber turned musician might be fucking Ray William Johnson.
yeah, but like I don't know though because that's a comedy band.
Was it fucking your mom or like
Whoa.
doing your mom, doing your mom? Yeah, I mean that's a classic. Fred Fiegelhorn. You remember? You probably don't.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, okay, you remember Fred? Okay, I'm not that old. Um,
No, I mean, no. I like to consider myself an internet historian, even though I shouldn't.
okay.
Even though I shouldn't be, but like, I like to. I know all this shit.
I mean, I remember in like middle school that shit coming out, and he had like a bunch of music videos and stuff. And I actually am one of the few who have like there's some guy who made a like YouTube, like he was like in search of the Fred CD, and I'm like, bro, I've got the CD. All you have to do is ask, you
Just
know.
ask them, and then and say that you want $100,000, and you'll get the.
I I,
Um,
I don't know. It's just it's one of those like funny tidbits. Like for me, a lot of my favorite like internet kind of like jokey type shit like is from that era because it's so stupid and like I love it in like an ironic sense. Like I don't actually think Fred is funny per se.
the funniest thing about Fred, excuse me, the funniest thing about Fred is the fact that apparently, like the the backstory for the characters is like the most depressing
Oh,
shit.
it's tragic.
Yeah, like that's funny. Honestly, that
Yeah,
sounds bad out of context.
I think a modern day like thing that's kind of like meant for kids that I like still watch is ever heard of like Super Mario Logan?
Oh my god! Ooh,
I
whoa!
I
You don't even
I
imagine.
I
Oh my.
low key kind of fucking love the fucking SML video type shit. Like they just put it out for Thanksgiving. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so stupid. It's
I'm the
so dumb.
number one. I'm the number one Super Mario Logan Glazer. You can if for some like extreme circumstance you ever talk to my girlfriend, she will say that freaking Tom is the number one Super Mario Logan. No, I've been is the number one Super Mario Logan Glazer. Like I've been Super Mario Logan since I don't even fucking know. Like since 2014. Like every drama that he's been involved in, like fucking the whole YouTube get demonetization shit, the Patreon scam, the cheating scandal.
Cheating
Um,
skill. Yeah, I think it's like I got into him probably around 2017,
no, yeah, like
2018.
like
I feel
I've
like he just showed up on my page one day. And it's just like it was so stupid because it's just like it looks like it's like that. This is around the same time you had like this sort of like Elsa Gate and shit like that going on.
yeah
So
he got lumped into it because
exactly, and that's kind of how I found him was probably through one of those sort of avenues. But then I
and
actually enjoyed the content because like he's like it's stupid, but it's funny. It's juvenile, and like I'm not above laughing at like a fucking shit joke.
no, but yeah, I've withstood everything from Logan. Like every change he's done, like I've been through every channel, every drama, every scandal, every lineup change. I've literally been there for literally everything, and he's the only channel I can say that for. Um, no, I think it's a bit embarrassing how much I know about fucking Super Mario Logan and like random tidbits and drama. Like for example, you know Jeffy?
Yeah.
That bitch was supposed to have a red helmet. Why do I know that? I don't know, but
Damn.
why
A
do I?
r-
And
I can't see without a blue one now.
uh, like I also know the person that made the puppet. Um, I also know like the random fact that the original person that made Jeffy can't replicate him anymore. So every stunt double you see of Jeffy, that's just a result.
Yeah.
That's just a result of her kind of fucking up. Um, And yeah, I know all of Logan's girlfriend's family's names. I know all their fucking names. I
Okay,
know
that might be going a step too far.
I know, right? I know, right? I know. I'm telling you, I wasn't lying. I'm the number one Super Mario Logan Glazer. Well, not anymore because I look kind of hate his. I look kind of hate this new like. Okay, like just to show you how much of a Glazer I was, and still kind of am somewhat. When he changed to the puppets, I was like when he introduced the puppets, like the actual like human original puppets.
Yeah,
I was like, this is fine, even though everybody hated it.
I
And
I
then
I was very much fine with because the thing is like there are definitely I'm not gonna lie, there are definitely duds that come out, but like when you have a schedule to meet, they can't all be like masterpieces, and you gotta just I I don't know, like I give him some grace because like I mean sure he's got a team working on this, but I mean not everything's gotta be like a masterpiece.
he's
Although
been kind of he's been kind of failing a lot. Like he's been kind of having a lot more duds. Like I said, I'm such a laser that because people say that from 2018 onward, that was like his ass period. And I was like, no, because maybe my humor is just that ass. But I like a lot of his 2021 videos, his 2019 videos.
oh no, I think it's like there are definitely some really good ones. I really the last one they put out the fucking Thanksgiving one, turkey one.
I gotta see that one.
I
Uh,
I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's so stupid. It's just so dumb, and I'm just like I I don't know.
I gotta see that one.
It's trash content, and I realize that it's like it's slop, but like it's
It's
actually funny. It's actually watchable over like something like I mean, Mr. Beast is slop, but like I
no,
still
yeah,
watch
like
him. You
no,
know,
yeah, like yeah, no, like Logan actually is funny, even though I low key hate him sometimes. But but no, yeah, but yeah, like even after all this, even though Logan is not necessarily the best person, he always has a special place in my heart. That being said, Keemstar fucking did him dirty. Like what the fuck?
I mean, I'll be real. I just tune out a lot of like YouTube drama in general, just
Oh,
because like it's not worth it. It kind of sucks. I'm like, who cares?
that's
Fucking,
my
I-
specialty.
if they're not fucking any kids, then they're fine. If they're not killing anybody, they're fine. If they cheat on their wife, okay, that's not a great look. But like, do I care? Is that going to affect the content? Probably not.
That's my that's my specialty. YouTube drama. I know way too much, and that's not really a good thing. But here we are. Uh,
I
I
mean, hey,
mean,
I fill my head with YouTube poop sus jokes. Uh, it's all right to fill your head with YouTube drama.
and also, I mean now it's kind of slightly somewhat becoming a problem because, like I said, thanks to Just a Robot being a weird gay uh pedo defender, he fucking caused my my interview with no. The funny thing is Just a Robot and Kulia, they never even knew each other until that call. Like that was the first time they ever heard of each other, and that's what that and talk about the worst first impression.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, honestly, who cares? I the only people who I think from my seat are going to listen to this are like the people who already kind of know all this stuff I'm talking about. Maybe there's a couple. I don't know. Like I see this as like a place just to answer questions or what have you. It's like if you take yourself so seriously that like, oh, this guy comes in, oh, who cares? No one who's listening to your music knows who this guy is because this guy's a has been, what's the opposite of a bread tuber? Like, who cares?
Wait, what did you say? Like listening to what exactly? You kind of cut out there.
Uh, who's listen? Anybody who's listening to what's the guy's name? He usually
Just a
it starts
robot.
with a C.
See, Kalia.
Yeah, no one who's listening to his music, is watching. the show, so or watch the robot guy's show. So
Yeah,
they're not gonna care.
yeah. Still a
They're not
bad
even gonna
first
know who the
impression.
guy is.
Still a bad first impression.
Sure, yeah.
um, you mentioned BreadTube there.
Well, I said the opposite of a bread tuber.
Uh, uh, what's your general opinion on? Because I say this because a lot of the people here are very anti BreadTube. That's not really good for me, but that's okay.
I mean,
Uh,
it's not that. The thing is, like, I think both of them are whatever side it is. It's just mass market like trash. It's like it's made for people who don't have an opinion to just be like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. It's like fucking. I don't care. It's all trash.
yeah, I hate I hate everybody equally. I'm very angry, guys.
I mean, there was a time in my life where like I recognize some of these names is because, of course, like I was on YouTube in 2016. I remember, the spats between both sides of this, ongoing culture war.
Yeah,
So I get it, but
I get it. I
it's
get it.
just
I get it.
it's just trash. And I mean, like they just. And the fact that some of them are still making content to this day just shows that they hadn't grown up. They kind of.
Hey, get my boy ER a rest. He's still doing pretty well for
I mean,
himself. I mean,
what was he even doing? Like culture war stuff? Or I feel like he was doing like like anime reviews or some shit like that.
he doesn't do. I mean, believe it or
Or
not, ER.
I've only seen one or two of his videos back in the day. Like I recognize the character. I don't remember what the content was, but it was like something like that.
He just did movie reviews.
Movie reviews,
Um,
okay.
and he was very edgy, and back in the day. I mean, he's still kind of edgy now, but not as much as he used to he doesn't even fucking make videos. He just fucking like he takes like a while, like a really long time to make videos, and I know why because he told me. But like, yeah, like he takes a while to make videos, and yeah, but like basically what got him in trouble is because one time he made a video on Steven Universe, which first mistake there. You should
Oh,
never,
okay,
never,
yeah.
never criticize the show, or else you'll die. Um, actually, what's your opinion on Steven?
Hey, I don't want to die, man.
Okay, okay, so that already gives me all you need to know. All I need to know. So he made a review on that show, and apart from saying so he said all that. And then for some strange reason, I feel like there was a joke in there, and I just forgot it because again the video got deleted. But he basically made a skit where it was just Steven going on like a really long Hitler speech, like he just like just straight up stole a clip of like Hitler talking, and he just put Steven's head on it because I get it, Steven literally forgave Hitler. Um,
Okay,
and
now I'm going through his page now. I do not remember. I mean, I see like the Avatar stuff, so like that's probably what I remember seeing of his or something like that.
His
I
his avatar shit is also pretty edgy. He just straight up for no reason at all. Uh, like, okay, I shouldn't be laughing at this. That makes you look fucking bad.
Oh,
But
a new video 19 hours ago.
he's still making shit. Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
told you. But so yeah, like in his Avatar one videos, he's not dumb either. He's just edgy. But like he made a video on like he on his Avatar one videos. He's fucking he was making a joke about like he was making a joke about like muggles or something.
Oh my god.
And and then like freaking he put a clip of Hermione going to um fucking going to Hagrid, and then Hermione was like, I got called the M word, muggle. And then for no reason at all, fucking gave a subtitle to fucking Hagrid that just said it N word, but like hard R, please. Like he had no reason to do that. Like Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my
Like,
god.
and so because of that, he was pretty controversial. I don't think he cared though, because again, he doesn't fucking make videos. I don't think he makes money on this site. And this is during the PewDiePie Nazi whatever that whole thing. ER was actually partly responsible for why people think, and I guess to this day still think, that PewDiePie is a Nazi, because PewDiePie back then used to do this shout out thing. Like channels he watched, he would like shout out like smaller people. Back then ER only had like and so people checked ER's channel and they saw that ER did that Steven Universe thing. And our boy in the intellectual powerhouse known as Hassan Piker.
Yeah, I mean,
He
he's a hack. Let's be real here, you know.
I fucking hate when Sam Hyde said, Hassan Piker, I'm coming to kill you. Everybody was thinking. He just said what people wanted to say, but nobody wants to say that. So thank you, Sam Hyde, for.
Sam Hyde is not immune to criticism either. I mean, he's not a great guy.
No, I know he's not, but I like Sam.
I enjoy Sam content more than I could say I enjoy Hassan's. Then again, I've seen maybe one or two things of Hassan. And I'm like, I think I'm good.
No, I know Sam's not a great guy. His most suspicious, the most suspicious thing he's done, I think, is he just straight up donated like a good amount of money to Andrew Anglin, who is like a known white supremacist. I have no idea why he did that. He never explained either, so that's not a good look.
Oh, maybe it was a bit.
Maybe I know he goes really far. Like how do you think this whole iDub shit started? Because he never wanted to break character. Like he never wanted to break character so bad that he just copyright struck iDubbbz for making fun of a fake product. Also, the implication is that Sam Hyde just straight up scanned people for that My Little Pony game. He just scanned people. Like, okay.
Scam people for what?
It's because in 2013, Sam Hyde pretended to be a Kickstarter.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I forgot about the fucking pony. What was that? A dating site?
Yeah, so it was a My Pony dating site. I think there was two of them, or maybe they're the same one. I don't know. But he made a My Little Pony dating site. He then made the now infamous video of the you're gonna shoot, come, you're gonna shoot, while talking about the game, and then iDubbbz, being unaware that this was a bit, made a video on it. Sam Hyde then just fucking copyright struck him hard, just to not break character. And again, because it was a Kickstarter, Sam actually got money for it, but he never ended up making the game. So the implication is that he just straight up scammed people for a fucking joke.
It would be the first time he scammed people for a joke. I mean, I was in the NFT game for a while. I remember him having like something. I don't remember what it was, but
no, I've heard there was a point where his Twitter was just NFT people.
Oh yeah, no, I remember that.
And I think I'm assuming that's how he.
Okay. It was Nerd City that he was sort of like. It was him and Nerd City. I remember because Nerd City follows me on Twitter. Like he uses music.
Follows you?
Yeah, he uses like BizKaz music in some of his videos.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, he's a cool dude, but I mean, like again, like he's like toting a thin red line, you know.
Cool, Nerd City.
Yeah.
Like Sam. Yeah, I'm aware that Sam isn't necessarily the greatest person.
I mean, okay, from a concept and designer standpoint, like I think he's one of the best.
Cool, Sam.
Know? Yeah, no, I mean, as a designer, as like a marketer, he is the best. As a person, he's not a good guy.
Yeah, he's
and I mean, like you can only stand behind like sarcasm and irony for so long until people start like figuring out that like, oh yeah, this guy probably actually does feel like this, you know, like even if it's not like as malicious as people think it is. Like if you ever see like any clips from like what's the show he's got going on right now, Fish Tank, you know, like he gets real with some of the people there, but like when he gets real, it's definitely I in a way I feel like part of it's like him wanting to help these people out, but the other part of it is just sort of like as a sort of to help his image that he's like not all that all the stuff before that's like a front for like comedy, but then when he gets like real people, it's like, oh, this is how I actually am. Don't know if that's the case, and I feel like it kind of came out in that iDubbbz video too, when he like gets real with him for a minute, but like I
That,
also
yeah, that's
can't
a good.
tell I can't tell if that's like him getting real or if that's just him, sort of appeasing, an audience or
I
whatever.
don't. It could be both. I don't necessarily like. I don't necessarily because here's the thing. I actually sent you a photo. That meme. I was with Sam Hyde. I met him at a comedy show last this year actually, and I had this perception where I believed that Sam got soft, or at least like Sam like was not as edgy. I mean, he's still edgy, but he's not. He wasn't as edgy as back then. Like back like 20 till 2016, he was like really bad, as
Oh
in
yeah.
like in terms of comedy.
Oh yeah.
Do I find it funny? Maybe. Maybe I'm not a good person either. But the thing is, but yeah, he was really bad. Um, and then for a while, 2017, 18, whatever, he wasn't really that known because again, Hollywood fucking blacklisted his shit hard. Um, and then iDubbbz came, and then he became relevant. But again, he was still relatively soft. The worst thing you could say he did was that whole Hassan Piker thing. But again, who fucking cares? It's Hassan.
Yeah.
And then, and then I went to the comedy show because again, I really like Sam. And actually, Kulea is very inspired by Sam Hyde. A lot of his visual style is inspired by Sam. But anyways, he so yeah, I went to see the comedy show with Sam, and I saw the whole thing. He has not changed one bit. He
No,
is
he's
still
he's he's still very much himself. I mean, I've seen some of the clips on TikTok from some of the shows. I'm like, yeah, he's still very much Sam Hyde.
so
Uh,
so maybe so but maybe you can kind of but if he is still being just as edgy as ever if like no when I saw that comedy show I was like this is the worst he has ever been but like, it's funny but like in terms of like edginess this is the worst he's ever been
oh yeah, no, I mean, I don't think he's changed. I think he just puts on this facade of like, oh, I'm not that. I'm trying to help guys here, and like, and I feel like some people who see that side of him, I feel like it can help some people who are kind of on the edge, who are like on the edge of being like really bad. It's sort of like as a reflection point. I think he realizes that he has to have some moment of reflection, otherwise he's just going to be, completely written off as this, evil character. And he kind of has to do that. Whether or not he wants to do that or he feels the need to do that is, I think, a different thing because he's definitely very vulgar and straightforward with that sort of stuff.
you can make the case though that because he hasn't really changed he doesn't maybe he doesn't have the feel the need to prove something because people are just gonna assume he's like still like the most emo person ever. So because he hasn't really changed one bit. Like if you've seen Fish Tank, he
Oh yeah,
destroys.
no, he's crazy.
No, like in Fish Tank, he just destroys shit. He fucking gets the most controversial people ever. He still has Frank Hassel under his belt. Like that's already ballsy enough. Um, he also has Jet Neptune, which this is gonna be a random. This is the most random internet connection ever. But do you know World Corp Enterprises?
It sounds familiar, but there's a lot of vaporwave type stuff with that sort of like same sounding thing.
But yeah, like World Cup. Oh, well, damn, you recognized it as being Vaporwave, so yeah, you do know them. Um, so yeah, like there was like this whole thing back then, like in 2017, where there was like a whole, excuse me, conspiracy with World Corp about like, oh my god, they're like a cult, bro. They keep making allusions to Pizzagate. It was really weird. A lot of horror channels were covering it, and for some strange reason, sorry, I'm eating a Tootsie Roll. For some strange reason, World Corp kind of like they kind of made themselves look bad on purpose by implying that there was like some weird child trafficking. It was so fucking weird. Um, their music's peak. Not the image, but the like not the everything else. But I really like their music. But
Yeah,
but yeah, like
I'm looking at it. I don't recognize any of these covers. Again, like, it sounds very vaporwave, and it does look very vaporwave, but I don't recognize anything here.
World Corp is just vaporwave, but like edgy.
Okay, well there you go.
So so yeah, like the so yeah, like they made themselves look really bad. Like they like implied themselves to be pedophile. Like it was so fucking odd. Um, and Jet Neptune, who is the creator of Fish Tank, was one of the people behind World Corp. I don't know if he was the voice, or he was just a producer. I don't know if he was that involved. Like the main person that was involved was some
I
other
mean,
guy.
looking at the designs here, I feel like he might have been like maybe working on some of that part of it because they do
No,
have that sort of like edge to it.
World Corp is very Sam Hyde inspired. There's like I write there was a lot of there was a lot of lines. Like there's a lot of bars. Yeah, because they're rap based.
Okay. I mean, okay, that would okay. Then maybe not. Maybe doing something else. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of rap. I'll be honest. So
No, they are vaporwave. They are vaporwave. They just rap too. Like they it's vaporwave production, but they rap on top of it. Like it's a very both strange combination. Um, so a lot of the bars from World Corp are very like he just stole it directly from Sam Hyde skits. Like he like word for word. So and the visual style is also very Sam Hyde like. And so yeah, I'm not sure if Jet Neptune is like no he's not the he's not the main man. I think the main man is fucking Monday Golem. But no, yeah, Sam is very ballsy with the people he chooses. Like he chose
oh
fucking So because of that, I like he's clearly not doing himself any favors. So I feel like when he actually does get real, he's being for real. Cause like because like he's not really like I think he knows that people are he's never really gonna change. Like he's like people are gonna still look at him a certain way.
I'm hoping that he is being real in those moments where he does have that sort of reflection on what he's doing and what people around him are doing, sort of like as a mirror to be like. And honestly, I hate to compare my work to Sam's because honestly, one he it's not a great look, but like if there's any moment in my music I want people to do is like to listen to some of this stuff and reflect, like it's reflecting on the world around us or what things are happening in the internet,
I,
and
I was actually gonna ask you that, like, because in the dark web, there was a song called World Peace, and I was wondering if that was the same Hyde reference.
well, okay, it's not a Sam Hyde reference, no, but world peace is a pretty. It's like I'm just thinking of peace in the Middle East, my dude. Uh, fucking hell, god damn it. Um, but no, it's not inspired by that. And also, it's 2018. I don't was the show out at that point?
It came out and it got canceled in the same year, 2016.
No, I mean, 2016. Okay, because I was gonna
Yeah,
say the
that's why I asked.
yeah. No, I no, it would not have been inspired by. I think just the thought of you know because getting well, this is a perfect segue. Let's get into that album then. Like the album, I left very much into interpretation. I said two things. It's an album in three acts. Like each five tracks is an act,
Mhm.
and it's an album about 9/11 and the aftermath of 9/11, and that's basically all I gave people to work on. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of allusions to it.
I,
Hold on, let me just.
I normally in these sort of interview type things, I ask what does it mean to you? Because honestly, uh, I don't like explaining albums per se because I don't want to color someone's opinion or interpretation of the album if it's different than mine. Because I want it to be something that you can listen to and sort of come to your own conclusions on. And you know, I, my music intentionally is kept vague. Like AD, I said it's an album about the rapture, but what is it really about? What is you know thinking about the tracks and what's happening in the music. What is it really about? Like it requires some deeper thought, some deeper
I got more of commentary. I got more of a like this is probably a commentary on like the news type shit because I like that like I don't know I felt like that's what I got like I felt like you were like
I
commenting.
I mean that could be part of it. That I that's certainly a thing that's touched on in the album, but I don't think that's the main takeaway. Not my intention though. But that's the thing. Like I want somebody to listen to that and sort of come up with their own conclusions. So again, it gets the conversation going. It gets you know, it keeps the thought of the album past its initial release because it gives you something to talk about. What did you think of this? What does this mean? What does that mean? If it's just an album full of bangers, then sure you can listen to it after the fact. Once you're done with the thing, then there's something to talk about. Like when you tell your friend, oh, you gotta listen to this album. It's got a great number of bangers. You might as well just tell them the one song that's the banger that you like, and then just send them that instead of the entire album. That's
Right.
that. It's an archaic thought process by today's standards because today's standards the single is king. Spotify doesn't care about albums. They want you release a single a week so they can make their money and you can make your money. But
No. I'm an album by album basis. I rarely listen to
I'm like I have one playlist I listen to and it's like my personal like internet poison playlist.
do
And I
you
just
do
like
do you mind sending it or is that too personal?
no, it's if you go to the Christ page, it should be tagged in the artist playlist, Internet Poisoned. And
I
that's
see.
like if I'm listening to new stuff or like stuff I'm listening to at the time, it may go in there. Um, but like usually, if I'm listening to something, I usually end up listening to albums. I usually end up listening to albums just like for like an entire week. I'll just listen to that album like over and over again, sort of
God
thing.
damn, it's
I
long.
well, I mean, I've been adding to it since 2022. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
basically, all I say is you play the first track and then you play the rest on shuffle. Because the first track, that's the intro to the playlist. You gotta hear that every time you're starting another run of this playlist. You gotta listen to the countdown. Because it's always fun to see what the next song's gonna be.
That's okay. That's cool. I love gimmick albums. The only or gimmick playlist. I actually have a gimmick playlist. Well, when I say gimmick, I mean it's not really a good joke. Basically, I have one playlist, and it's not my real playlist. It's literally just seeing. The only playlist I have is one that's the only playlist I have is 10,000 songs long. Um, and the reason why I did that is purely just to see that, like how much could I add until I can't no more. That's not really my real playlist though. That's just a gimmick playlist to see how much I could do.
Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna say like the other Discord I have, which is the Christ Chord curated, which is basically I have my Discord server, right? And there's a link in there that if people are in the Discord, they want to add stuff that they're listening to. It's sort of I'll go through that every once in a while, and I'll just plan on shuffle. And honestly, I found some interesting sounding stuff, stuff I wouldn't necessarily pick out myself to listen to. And honestly, like I think I've found like one or two samples from there so far. So I mean, it's for me, it's a great way to sort of interact with my community of my fans who and like if you're in the Discord, there's again if you've have you seen any of the sort of have you seen my YouTube page, I should say,
yeah, I've seen your YouTube page.
and you've seen like the videos that are like the slideshow of cursed images, right?
Some of them, yeah.
Uh, basically, I have a channel in the Discord where artists or not artists, fans can send in images they find online, and they have a chance of making it to the folder that I use for these slideshows.
Let
And
me.
so
Where's
it's gonna be image submit, but like you know, I got a lot of images in.
Damn, am I stupid? Where is it? Is it in the one that I'm in right now? Or is there another Discord?
Is it the Christ Hell? It should be under Christ centric.
Oh, I found it. Okay, I missed some of it. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. We got
I'd say maybe one out of every 20 or 30 images might make it into the folder. Like, just because
goodness hell.
I get so many images in this thing, and some of them are like good, but some of them are a little bit what's the word? They're not just the vibe I'm looking for. Um,
I am clinically. Here's a good one. I am clinically insane, and I want to kill this threat. And I want to kill. This threat is serious, and you can hold me legally accountable for it. I want to kill so bad. You can use this shirt as evidence against me in court after I commit murder because I want to so bad. So
Damn, that probably wouldn't make it in because it's got a lot of text.
yeah, it's not like
Intentionally I'll go after images that have little to no text because I want the image to just stand out because they're only there for like a second max. You know, they're only there for a moment. So if
yeah,
there's so much text on there, I don't want people to pause the thing just to read the text. I don't want somebody to be like have their focus elsewhere than what the main part of the image is. You know.
somebody just sent Chris Tyson. Okay, somebody sends Chris Tyson on the that's funny. We have oh yeah, Trump and Zuckerberg had a dinner apparently. Someone just said that.
But if you go to the pins for that channel, and there should be a link to the archive. There's over like 24,000 images.
Yeah, I have. I got. Yeah, I got them here.
Yeah, the arena page. That's where like all the images that make it through here go.
All right, let's click on the most recent one. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. You're gonna hear me audibly react. Let's see. Uh, the fuck is that? Is that the fucking Batman who laughs? Okay. Uh, and okay. Why? Okay. Why is there just a random image of fucking Gaddafi? Like what? Why is he here? That's not even anything. That's just him. That's just
Yeah,
Gaddafi.
these are the images that have again made it past the sort of the Discord image submit channel that have made it into like these are the ones I could see myself actually putting into a set that I'd be able to use for like um, to match the feeling of a song that's being played or match a lyric in the song because a
Oh,
lot of stuff that gets sent in is I I try to get a combination of stuff that's more out there and more like weird looking, and then known YouTubers or known celebrities or known images, along with just random pictures of like uh, some guy getting trampled, or freaking Nixon and
next.
Bernie. A lot of these images in this set, in the past like set of like 700 images are from like the election. Because
Oh yeah.
once a month I'll go through the Discord and I'll pull all the images out. It'll take me like 4 or 5 hours to go through all the images. It's terrible, honestly. I kind of wish people would send in less images, but I'm not complaining.
This is the
Well, this is me complaining, but I'm not complaining.
do do you ever plan on singing in your works or not?
I tried once, but I don't see myself doing that again because honestly, one I'm not a writer. I've never been a writer. It's why I use samples because I don't have to write anything. The one time I wrote a song, I intend it's not good. It's not a good song.
Which one was it?
I'm not telling you. It's
That's damn. Damn.
and the one time I sang a song was that time. I wrote a song that was on AOL, which I got my buddy Wiz to sing. But it's like I wish I didn't do that, or I wish I had done it a little bit differently because it's cringe, it's terrible. It's about uh, 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 being alone and mom paying for Xbox Live, So it's stupid, and I wish I kind of didn't do it
Is it
like
a bit?
that.
Can I find it or
It's
no?
it's on Spotify. It's on Alone Online. It's AOL is the
Oh, okay.
track, but it's not good. The singing's fine, but the lyrics are terrible.
Oh shit.
It's like sonically, it's intentionally what I wanted. I wanted something, you know, and I'm telling my buddy, because like he's a really nice guy and a really talented musician, but he's got this sort of like kind of like I originally wanted to get my other buddy Graham Cartna to do that song, but honestly, like he was kind of popping off at that time, and I was like, I didn't really feel like he would be into it, so I didn't even ask him. So I went to my other buddy Wiz, who's got a similar like tone to his voice. It's got this sort of like I and I hated saying this to him. Like I wanted something that sounded like like kind of like nerdy and weak and like kind of
Wow.
just. But but like if you listen to the song, like you get like hear it's kind of like this like like oh I'm yeah sort of
Oh,
sound or
oh, I think I know which one. Oh, never mind. I think I know which one you're talking about.
yeah no
It's
I mean
yeah. That's
I
it.
that album was me trying a whole lot of different things that I had no idea what I was doing,
Is
and I
it
mean
Oh yeah, it's AOL. Yeah, you said it. Yeah.
yeah yeah
Was it
I
of loneliness?
I think that album is a good album. I don't think it's a great album. I don't think it's my magnum opus, but I think it's a good enough album. And, in retrospect, I wish I did things a little bit differently with the whole thing because I hyped it up really a lot. And I think people were severely underwhelmed and a little bit disappointed by it. On top of it coming out in April of 2020, an album about being alone online in your like I it just was poor timing because it's a really downer album. It's a really depressing sounding real album at a time of like uh uh, uh unprecedented, like shit going on.
Uh,
So I mean, the pandemic, the closures, the lockdowns. I mean, just it was a scary time, and of course, an album about being stuck inside on the internet and kind of losing yourself to the internet uh, is not really something I think people wanted to hear at that time.
did you? Were you? Was that like what caused you to have that idea at first? Was there like some other ideas that you wanted to do
Well,
before landing on the theme,
the
or
thing is, the album was in production for like a year and a half. Like it was finished in like January, February of that year. So it was done before the pandemic. It was not meant to be a anthem for the pandemic. It was meant to be sort of a introspective look at someone who had gone on the internet young enough that by the midpoint of the album, it's meant to be like a time jump to years after using the internet and continuously sort of like in this sense of like dread and hopelessness and sort of like feeling that like what am I doing here? What am I doing? I'm just wasting time on the internet. I have no friends. I'm all alone. It's meant to be kind of like a reflection of not necessarily my own personal life on the internet because I've given a lot to the internet. I've given a lot of my youth to the internet.
jeez,
Um, and I'm all right with that. But I think the album was a way to sort of as like a warning to people who have who are giving their life to the internet that there is something else out there that going down this road isn't necessarily always going to be the best or bright or happy road. That honestly, that's kind of like the tone of the album. Um,
Not in 2020 though. There was nothing out there.
yeah, no, in 2020, yeah, that was a. I mean, who would that resonate with in 2020?
Yeah, that was kind of
Uh,
a fuck up, I
but
guess.
the thing is, like, I'm all right with the choices I've made. I've come to accept that I've given up myself to the internet, and I probably will, you know, just be one with it from now on. I don't see myself getting offline anytime soon. Um,
Fair enough,
so
I
I,
suppose.
I
I
I've sort
mean,
of I've accepted it.
that's pretty much the route
But
that I have to take if I want to build my brand of because I said this to
but
you.
but
I'm an upcoming author.
something I used to tell myself when I was 20.
What?
I used to tell myself if I didn't make it by the time I was 30, I should kill myself. Because I mean, there's nothing happening after that. I just it's such in retrospect, looking back at it, it's such a stupid and really uninformed thought I had at the time. And I wish I can go back in time and say, hey, maybe live your life a little bit, maybe take in some of the IRL type of things. You don't have to be on the grind every day. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't, but at the same time, I missed out on a lot of things. And if I can give any note to somebody coming up in this age, take part in those sort of like things you necessarily wouldn't want to. They don't seem important now, but you might miss them in the future.
How would you say that your situation with, let's say, like friends or like IRL friends, not
I mean,
like
I don't
how
get
do
me
you
wrong.
feel?
I have IRL friends. I'm not a loner like that. Um,
Yeah,
I was supposed to go out Black Friday shop, but my one buddy, of course, canceled on me. But that's another point. He's kind of known for that. I kind of expected that. But but that's the thing. I mean, like I've got friends that I can call up. I chat with on Discord, like, or we hang out over the weekend, we play board games or bullshit or whatever. Um,
yeah.
it's just when I was younger, I kind of, I sort of at that time I was sort of marketed towards like love life because and that also gets into the cover because like the cover is meant to be this sort of the idea of like it's meant to be two of the same person in this sort of like virtual reality sort of like this sort of like fantasy world, but really you're not stroking anybody else, you're just stroking your own ego sort of thing. That was sort of the concept of the cover, that I was kind of going for at the time. But if you're just in your own world, if you're just doing your own thing, you're not really, if everything you're doing is online, when you do need something in the real world, it kind of isn't there. And that was sort of the thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting at. You want? Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right. In unrelated news, the best creator on earth, Visipop dropped a new episode. I'm just kidding. Y'all still actually watch that shit? What? 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 That's crazy. I can't believe y'all. You made me sick.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
But yeah, like no, I under like I feel like I'm gonna go through a similar route in a bit. Now that I have a roster of supervillains and also this whole yeah like this whole like being mysterious as I'm a superhero, but like by being an even more mysterious superhero online while trying to publish books. Uh, I'm trying to be an entertainer, and like I'm just doing anything. Like eventually, I plan on not just doing books, but also just making videos and making music. Well, the music in question again is just me incoherently rambling on the, but so stuff like that. So yeah, just to quote Sal Volcano, I just do anything, anything it takes. You get me?
No, I get you. I
And
mean, honestly, that's kind of what I do. Honestly, it's just yeah, I kind of do it all, and it
uh,
does suck sometimes because it would be nice to have someone else do some of this stuff, but
no, yeah, I get it. Do you said you weren't a writer, right?
no, God no.
Not even for like, I tell this
I
to I I ask this to other people that even though they have nothing to do with that, anyways, because I'm allegedly an author. Not even do you write even like not even write like fiction, like short stories or what have you, or no?
I I I am very straight, direct to the point, so it's really hard for me to write anything more than a sentence or two because what do I need to elaborate on? I just told you what it is. Why do I need to say this in 1,000 words? Say I'm very to me. I've never been a writer, even going back as like as a kid. Like I was always very visual. I went to film school, because I was thinking, oh, in film school, we're just gonna be working with video. I can do everything on video or something. But it turns out, of course, there's writing and there's also assignments. Granted, I went to a school that did not focus on the written part of it, more so the filming and like actual like on set aspect of it. So that was nice, and intentionally why I picked the school I went to. But yeah, I going to a lot of like the going to like getting ready for college. I go to all these schools, figuring out what their programs like. A lot of it's just fucking writing. I'm like, I'm not a writer, never have been. I
Yeah.
I'm not articulate. I'm not articulate like that. It's easier to for me, and it's probably the reason why I sample is because it's a lot easier to take the writings and lyrics and sounds of other artists and recontextualize them into another thing. It's not that I'm not a storyteller. It's not that I'm not creative in that way that I want to make and create and bring new light on. But writing never been my strong suit. And I mean, I probably won't be writing another song, at least not for a good long while. Because I mean, like I said, like the last one I wrote, like in the moment, I'm like, I'm kind of doing something different. I'm just gonna go all in. Because at that time, a lot of my buddies were sort of shifting to away from like sample based stuff into you know uh uh more original stuff. But honestly, I just love sample based stuff so much, and I'm just not nearly as proficient at. I mean, it would require a lot of work and effort to basically become a mediocre musician when right now I'm a master sampler. So
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you got to play into your strengths, I suppose.
exactly.
Which is what I which is what I do anyways because for example, I can't draw for shit. I used to know how to, and then I forgot because I just don't practice. So thank
Same.
God that everybody else around me knows how to draw. So I just kind of use it for stuff. Like my girlfriend, like she's an expert artist, but she can't write for shit. So that's
Yeah.
there's that little Walter White, Jesse Pinkman situation.
I used to be really into drawing. I even had like a DeviantArt back in the day. It's
Uh
long
oh.
gone, thank God, because that stuff is just like shit. Well, the thing is, like, I wasn't drawing like Sonic fan art or shit like that. I was just doing like, character doodles and like, shit like that. Um, I think it's probably on my backup drive somewhere, but I've got like my archive of that sort of stuff. And I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's not that I'm embarrassed by it. It's just that it's a little bit like cringe. It's a little bit edgy. It's a little bit like my life sucks. Let me draw this severed foot or something like that.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like,
Oh my god. Damn. That turned dark.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, I mean, like I I wasn't great at it. I had like I guess a style, but like it really wasn't very good. It was like kind of a cross between like the Jamie Hewlett Gorilla style and um like some child drew it or some or teenager or middle schooler at the time, I guess. Um, but that was like something like the first content I ever put online, ever like sort of shared with the internet, you know, and kind of like that and making YouTube skits were really kind of my jumping in point to the making content on the internet. And why TikTok, when that first came out, or when that first like was starting to take over during the pandemic, was a really fun thing to get into. Cause it just reminded me of better times. Although I have not made another TikTok in a while.
I have a TikTok account. I haven't uploaded in a while because I said to myself that I'm actually gonna make actual YouTube videos and TikTok once I have my first book. Well, so this is technically my second book, but we don't talk about that first book. That never happened.
Yeah,
But the yeah.
I completely forgot about this. I did compile a book
Oh,
in probably like 2011, 20 no, 2012, 2013. Um like I said, I'm an artist, like a visual artist, so it's sort of like an art type book. Uh I looked back at it a couple years ago and it's awful.
did you
It's
did you publish it?
it's so surface. No, no. I made a PDF and I think I put it on my website. I
Uh,
publish. I mean, well, you also got to think about like in 2012, where am I going to publish this? I'm like, I'm not paying for Amazon to get that shit on Kindle. Because that's really the only place you really could do it. I mean, I could self-publish it. I mean, technically, I have self-published a zine, but it's for all the images I find. It's called Images. I've only got one issue I've only got one issue so far. I really do need to make another one. I still have copies of the first one, so I don't know how much of a interest there is in it. But it's also
I mean, you could.
a Price Club exclusive. Right now, you can get $15 a year. Gets you access to all this cool stuff, guys. Check it out. Christ Club. Christ
Uh,
with three T's.com/club. There you go.
triple T. I mean, you could. I mean, you could always do. I mean, I mean, do you still know how to draw?
I mean, technically, yeah.
I mean, you could always
So
just do what Martin. I mean, you could just do the Martin Walls. His art style is ass, but he makes it work. For context, he's the one that made the Walton Files.
I my art when I say like my art these days, it's like net art. It's like digital art. It's like um it, my website's jcz.me, or that should wait, let me change me. Does that still work? Uh, will it work? Yeah, it just takes a second. But it's like digital art. It's like like cross between like right now I have a series where I'm basically taking two images and putting them together in a thing. Um, and I mean like I'm not really creating anything. I'm just recontextualizing pre-existing images and pre-existing video and stuff, and just doing my own take on it. I used to
Yeah,
make like websites and stuff as installations, but yeah.
Yeah, I meant to ask you about that. I check your shitter, your Twitter account, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I see like these two images. What was that? What was like? What was that supposed to mean exactly?
Well,
Like
it's
for
just two.
example, I
It's
see
just it's two images.
do they are they related? Like, is there a story being
I
told here?
well, I mean that's up to you. It's up to the viewer. The two images. What? Well, I just posted one today. I mean, I think this one's pretty obvious what it's like, referencing.
Black
But
Friday.
like, yeah, Black Friday. Last one we got, a guy at a Walmart with some corn and a piece of corn in the fire. What was yesterday?
Guy
I mean,
cooks
what do
corn.
we eat at Thanksgiving? Corn. It's just like then of course like the other one we got Blue Ninja and girl drinking blue soy
Ninja.
jack guy. It's like,
It's Ninja.
well, what's going on there? It's
Uh,
it's something that's like obvious like that, but some of the other ones are like are just like just interesting to put together. It's just something it's something fun. It's honestly it's a way to just keep myself making something visual. Um, and there's a new like site in the crypto sphere called Rodeo. Um, it's basically like you post post images and stuff, and people can collect them if they want, and it's cheap. I think like costs like maybe a couple cents to collect a thing. I'm already deep into the crypto game, so or at least into the NFT world, I should say. So for me, it's pretty easy to get into. But I just I again it keeps
how,
me making something.
what any plans for 2025? Like a new album or a new something? I mean, your
I was
schedule's. I mean, you've been pretty consistent, all things considered. Like it's like one a year type shit. Like I've
I
been
I
seeing.
I've been trying my best to get something made for next year, but I at this point it's been kind of slow coming. Honestly, I this time of year is usually a time of year where I'm like whenever I'm like in an album cycle. These years it usually takes about 2 years to get like a good Christ album out. Um, by usually the second half of the process, usually the winter of the year before it's supposed to come out, because my albums have been coming out like in the spring usually, or been at least finished in like the early year. This is usually my crunch time to start actually like getting the thing finished. But I right now I've only got like 2 or 3 Christ tracks, like kind of semi in the works and finished or whatever. Um, and I'm trying to figure out what's the concept of what I go for. What's the thought I want to bring up? And honestly, I might end up just doing like an EP or something of just like what I've made, because I really don't know what I want to do for the next one. Um,
I was thinking it'd be funny as shit if your next album was just about like Mr. Beast or something and all that gay shit that's going on right now. Like, but it'd be a pretty cool commentary on like YouTube slop and corporatism.
I
That'd be pretty.
I mean I that's certainly an idea of like but I feel like I feel like part of WWW is already kind of getting at that, at the sort of idea of like, these sort of social, like, brainwashing and of these sort of like communities just being toxic and terrible, and in that case going to war with each other,
I
but
mean,
that's
there's
just
always
it's not a
expansion.
bad idea.
Uh, and well, not no. You said the magic word right there. You said you were going slow in this. So there's a segment that it's now just become a trademark in in this fucking channel. I think I've told it to about like most of the people here. The only people I didn't tell it to was fucking Vito. So foreshadowing Vito and I think Appa. But basically, there's a story I like to tell. When if people are feeling a bit slow, I put the fear of Patrick Rothfuss in their skulls, so that way they wouldn't. So that way, whenever they think of Patrick Rothfuss, they could be like, you know what? I can't end up like him. I gotta finish this project that I'm doing. Do you know who Patrick Rothfuss is?
Who?
Patrick Rothfuss.
Yeah, I who?
I'm assuming you're not very big in the fantasy novel
No,
community.
no, I think the last book I read was maybe like in college, like actually read.
Hopefully you'll read my book when it comes out.
Hey,
uh,
my aunt's a writer, so I have read a couple of her short stories. So I mean,
okay. Uh,
depends on how long it is.
but yeah, I'm gonna put the fear of Patrick Rothfuss in it, so that way whenever you're like feeling slow or like not really doing anything, just remember of him. So here's the story. So he's a pretty famous writer, somewhat. He is known for his fucking goddamn it. He's known for his King Killer Chronicles series, which is composed of two books, which is sounds short, I know, but so he was doing this right. He released his first book in 2007, and the book was so. I actually have a copy. Costed me way too much. Never go to Barnes and Nobles. Uh, um, and yeah, so I bought the book right, and yeah, he made it in 2007, and
Hmm.
apparently the book was just so good that that he was actually considered to be fantasy's next superstar, even rivaling people like George R. R. Martin. You obviously know him, of course.
Yeah.
um and so yeah, like Patrick Rothfuss was, yeah, like that was just that good. Then he took 5 years to make his second book, which geez, like that's not exactly the best. But like 5 years ain't bad, but I don't know. But he took 5 years or 6 years, and his second book came out in 2011. So I think something happened during that time. I think his mom died. I can't remember. So I get it, but still, it's a sign of things to come. So he got his two books, and okay, so we're doing fine. We're doing fine. And then in 2013, he announced that he started writing the third book. 1 year turned to 2 years, 2 years turned to three, and then in 2014, 15, he made a random novella. In writing terms, a novella is basically just
Yeah.
whatever's
Yeah.
in between. Oh, okay, so he made a novella where it was connected to the universe, but it was like some random like side story. You're gonna love the title of this novella. A slow regard for silent things.
Okay.
Very very pretentious, I know.
Yeah. Yeah. A little bit.
Um, yeah, he's one of those people. He is a very hippie, pretentious kind of. He's one of those people. Anyways, so yeah, he did that. Then the next year in 2015, he made he did a short story compilation with known deadline hitter, very prolific author known as George R. R. Martin. And so George R. R. Martin hired like 20 authors. I'm not gonna say the name of any of them because I know you're not gonna know them. But he got 20 people. One of them was Patrick Rothfuss. And Patrick Rothfuss decided to he basically all the other authors made a short story like for the book, like it was original. But Patrick decided to do the kind of base thing, to be honest, and he made his short story about a side character in his own universe, meaning that I gotta buy this fucking book just to like learn more information. And so yeah. But guess what? There still hasn't been a third book. It's been like what 5 years now. So then
I
20
mean,
then 20
maybe he's got like Valve, where he just doesn't know the how to count to three. You know.
it gets worse. So in 2016, so then comes 2016, aka the best year, aka during this is the same year that Sam Hyde got fucking murdered. It's
Mm.
all connected. Not kidding. So Well, actually, the election matters now because in 2016, while Sam Hyde was getting murdered, Patrick Rothfuss, he is a staunch Democrat. He's a staunch blue. He has a blue face, no relation. And he's a very this election, it was either between Hillary Duff or Donald Duck. You choose. And fucking Patrick Rothfuss. He really, really, really hated Donald Duck. He really didn't like ducks. He was more of a goose person. Um, and yeah, he hated Donald Duck so much that this asshole was like, if Donald Duck wins the presidential election, I'm not gonna write for the next 4 years. Guess what? Donald Duck won, and he fucking didn't write anything for 4 years. And you know what else he did?
What?
He did the worst. He did the worst thing imaginable. He got into streaming.
Oh no.
So that means the productivity was gonna die tenfold. Um, and yeah, it did. He did not write anything for 4 years. I think he lost custody of the kids or something. I don't fucking know. So yeah, a lot of, his life was just kind of turning to shit. Well, and he still has, and now in 2020, freaking Joe Budden won the presidential election. But now it's been 10 years since he wrote, so this is a good sign.
Yeah, no one cares, at that point.
Yeah, like a lot of people have been wondering where I like have been wondering where the third book is. And every time he streamed, while he was streaming, he got donations like super chats of people being like, "Where the fuck is the third book?" And then Patrick is like, "Shut up, leave me alone." And then I'm like, "Bro, this is your fault. It's been fucking 10 years." And
You did it to
so in
yourself,
2020,
buddy.
huh? You cut what? You cut out what?
I said you did it to yourself, buddy.
Yeah, no, yeah, like it's well, it gets worse. So in 2021 or 2022, he decided to do something. He decided to stream again, him playing Minecraft. And he did this. He did a bet with his audience. He was like, let me see if I can mimic his voice. If I can kill the Ender Dragon before, if y'all give me $333,333, yes, that is the exact number. That is canon. If you can give me that amount of money before I kill the Ender Dragon, y'all will get one chapter from this new book, the book that y'all been waiting for like a billion years. And he also promised other stuff. He promised a chapter. He also promised that he was gonna write a short story live on air, and he said that he was gonna hire a production like he was gonna make the Avengers, right? To make a audio drama based on the first two books. Pretty lofty stuff. Well, not really,
Yeah.
because we should have had a chapter, fucking 6 years ago, but that's okay. And so not only did people give him the money before he killed the Ender Dragon, they fucking overkilled that shit. Like apparently it reached like 500,000. So great. Where's the new chapter? 1 year turns to 2 years. 2 years turns to 3. 3 years turns to 4. 2024 is almost ending. So yeah, it's now been 3 years since that Minecraft event, meaning that this fucker straight up stole 500.
Is this book that good? Is this series that good that you're clamoring for another one?
No, yeah, people love the first two books. Like, remember, he was gonna get called Fantasy Next Superstar. He was rivaling fucking George.
Okay. I mean, hey, I have. If you're bringing this up to sort of like write a fire under me to, even if I don't put out another Christ album next year, there'll be other albums that come out that'll make either under my other aliases or I have releases of stuff that I've already have set for next year. I mean, I'm not. There will be another Christ album, but
never
when it comes out, I'm not promising anything. There will be another one, but I don't know when it's going to be, whether or not it's next year or 2026.
Again, Don't worry, it
But
gets worse though. Somehow. So after he scammed $500,000 from the people, he so then in 2022 he fucking made a weird comment that he kind of implied. He was like, people that ask for the third book, I realize that a profile are phobic and flat Earth and anti-vax remarks. So no thanks. So he just basically implied that most of the people that wanted a third book are racist or Nazis. The classic, the classic idea when you get criticized. It gets worse though. So in 2023, he finally announced a new project, and by this point, people were already really mad at Patrick because for being a fucking, I don't want to say this word because it's gonna make it's because but like at this time this applies. He was just being a libtard. Like, I'm sorry, like he was just actually being a libtard. And so people were mad at him. So apart from being a libtard, he took fucking $500,000, and he has not made a book in fucking fucking for 13 years by that point. 2020, he has a new project. So people were like, bro, so I want you to take that on what this project is. You have three chances. You can do it.
Some spin-off of a spin-off of the one he wrote for the other book.
Close, but no.
I don't know.
Damn, just damn. All right. So in May of 23, he did his first live stream in literally like 6 years. So he can't even fucking have like be consistent. Or okay, that's a lie. Not 6 years. I think like 3 years. Damn, I'm bad at math. But he can't even be consistent with that though. So he did his first live stream in like a while, and it was 43 minutes long, which is basically like a minute in streaming language. And so throughout the first like 20 minutes, he was just basically being like, "Oh my god, I'm just so depressed." Like, oh my god, like, and okay, well, it's not my place to say that he doesn't have depression, but I don't think someone with depression would be on 10 D&D campaigns, fucking scamming 500,000 people and live streaming. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I don't like. Maybe he was. I don't think he's clinically depressed. Otherwise, he would just be dead or gone. Like I don't know. This is me though. And so he was also completely unrelated note, but Patrick sounds exactly like Saberspark. I don't know if you know who that is.
Okay. Oh God. Yeah. Say, you know what? Okay, I got a bone to pick with Saberspark.
Some beef.
Well, no, I just like I mean I there was a while there he kept talking about like the NFT stuff, and I'm like, bro, shut up, shut up. You don't know what you're fucking talking about, dude. You know there
What
are
was he?
definitely. He just kept like.
What was he? What was he
I
saying?
I don't know. I'm trying to think what because he hit me like a couple of videos on like the crappy animated like NFT thing, which of course it's terrible because it's of course it's gonna be terrible. It's like it's meant to be a commodity. It's meant to be stuff for the masses and not necessarily anything good because you don't really have quality people working on like that junk because it's what it is. It's junk. Nobody wants to work on it. It's just free money right there. Um, but he's not like pointing out any of the other like positive things happening, and maybe he's just not aware of them, or maybe he's just if there's this many bad things, there can't be the positive things would outweigh it. It's just I don't know. His takes on them were pretty, in my opinion. I just like man, like you ever hate watch something that
Yes, all the
was
time.
that
That's
that that
basically
was
what.
that was me watching those. So I'm just like I just wanted to like, dude, shut up. You got the
yeah.
most milk toast, like take on this. Everybody's got the same take, dude. Like, shut up. Also, his voice is a bit grating, honestly. And
Yeah,
then,
it's very.
like he had this like bit going where he's like, I, I, I don't know, like
I'm assuming the bit you're talking about is like him being or not being a furry. I can't tell.
well, no, I mean that's one thing, I guess. I don't know.
It got really old. That's what I'm trying to say.
I mean, he's I don't know. He's just a little bit. I haven't watched a video of him probably like 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years. I just haven't been fed to me. My
Yeah.
I
No,
just
you're welcome.
yeah, thanks.
Uh, so, but yeah, I just have to
But
say
yeah,
that
that guy you were David, yeah, I mean
Patrick.
Patrick, sorry, not David. Who's David? Patrick, sorry,
I,
David.
I,
No, Patrick.
I just have to throw that out there. That they have a really similar voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but this
So,
Patrick guy, I mean, like he just seems like somebody who got lucky and didn't know what to do after that.
yeah,
He just
and you're gonna see what I mean right now. And this like he so guess what his big announcement was for what this new book was. Like, it was literally
what
I'm
was
not
it?
even kidding. It's it's so bad. It literally remember that short story I told you about with what he did with George R. R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this new book was literally a remaster of that short story from 8 years ago or 9 years ago now.
Okay, cool, great,
Yeah,
something to read.
just it's literally just that short story that we've already read extended. That's all we got
Is
in.
that enough for you people? Is that not enough for you people? That's probably what he's
I don't
thinking.
like. I'm just like no, like we already
I'm
read this
giving you
shit, bro.
something.
That's the only thing he's given us in 8 years, and we still haven't gotten the third book in fucking 14. And he's been AWOL.
I just realized something.
What?
If you would have been, did you read this book when you were 12? Or are you just like proactively
No, I'm a
like
new
mad at him
fan.
for not really? Yeah, okay, you're a new
No,
fan. Then stop complaining. I mean,
This is the principle.
sure.
It's the
Stop. I mean,
principle.
come on, principle.
It's the principle.
Okay. You're telling me like one of my favorite artists was years ago was like a VHS set musician, right? Had a great album in 2012 or something. It took him until last year to put out a new album. I didn't think we were ever gonna get a new one ever. It was just I was like, man, this sucks having to wait this long and actually having to wait that long, not just proactively like, oh, I just found out about this. Oh, now I've been waiting how many years for this? No, you've been waiting. Whenever you found it out, you've been waiting what, like a couple months for it, maybe a couple years for it, dude.
It's
Come
about the
on,
principle.
principal. No, it's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
You're just trying to be a contrarian here.
Okay.
Oh,
In my defense, I've had that type of shit
wait.
has happened to me.
Did J.J.R. Martin or whatever, not fucking like write the last two books or something in the thing already? I mean, dude,
No,
this shit goes on forever. Like, this is why anything episodic. I don't watch TV. I don't watch a lot of movies these days. I watch YouTube because it's not really episodic so much. Because otherwise you're gonna get to a point where like, oh, I gotta wait till next week for this stuff. I gotta wait till next year for the thing. Like when I found out the fucking Wicked movie, I was gonna go see it for fun because like, LOL, it's Wicked. Everybody's gonna hate it or whatever. When I found out it's a part one, I'm not gonna fucking see that. What? I mean,
it
I have to
is.
wait a
Wait,
whole entire year for the next one if I do enjoy it. I'm not fucking wasting my time. I'll watch the whole thing when it comes out.
That's why books are king. And no, okay. that shit though has happened to me though. Like right now, there's this YouTuber that I watch, named have you ever heard of Corey X Kenshin?
It sounds familiar.
He's a gaming channel, and also has the worst YouTube schedule I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I think JonTron's got the worst one.
No, because at least we know JonTron is still alive. Like when Corey dies, like when Corey fucking disappears, he disappears. Like like all his social media dies, all his fucking activity dies. Like we never know when if he ever like when he dies, we just don't know if he ever is gonna come back. Right now, we're in his longest hiatus ever. It's been like almost 2 years.
I mean, his last video was a reacting to the Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. I mean, honestly, let's be real here. I mean, if he's struggling for content at that point, like,
Yeah, Loki, he should quit. That's what I've been saying. He should fucking quit.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, that's the other thing. Like, I was bringing this up earlier. Like, some people just kind of like move away from it. You know, like just how musicians, like in college, where you have all this time. You know, maybe he just wasn't making enough money off this, and he had to kind of figure out something else. You know. Although
No,
19 million followers. Yeah,
no,
okay.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, what do you mean not enough money? He's fucking making more. He's making more money than like most of us. Um, and
You know what? It
and
seems
the
a
thing
hard
is,
cutoff. I'm gonna leave your funny TikToks.
and
2023.
the
Yeah,
thing,
maybe something
and the thing
happened.
is, and the thing is that you see that video of him reacting to the FNAF trailer. That's no ordinary reaction. The reason why he's reacting to it is because he's in the movie,
Oh,
and he's not a main character, mind you, but he's in the movie. Like he has like a couple scenes. And a lot of people were theorizing that maybe he was because he was reacting to the trailer, but the movie hadn't come out yet. So and when the movie come out, it had already been like 3 months by that point. So a lot of people were just being like, okay, maybe he's taking a while because he's on the movie, like he's in fucking LA just doing shit.
I
The movie came out.
he could be doing. I mean, everybody check out his IMDb. What's his name?
His real name is Corey Devontae Williams. Does he have an IMDb page?
I mean, if he's got to have it. IMDb. If he's in like that movie, he's definitely on it. So let's see. Does he
See.
have any other things coming up?
Uh, Corey
Okay,
Williams. He has appeared in the FNAF movie, and that's it.
actor FNAF 2023. Yeah, okay.
All the other things are just
Well, yeah, they look like YouTube things.
yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't know what his issue is. He's done this like 12. Like he's done like I was a fan of him since he had 1 million, and he has like what 19 million right now. So
Yeah,
I've withstood like
he was doing some big. Something must have. Maybe he got like maybe he got like something legal came up. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know though. Like no one fucking knows. Like people spot him in the wild, and he seems to be doing fine, but I don't know. And like so no, like I've withstood about like a lot of his worst hiatuses. There was a 4 month one. There was like a lot of 2 month, 1 month sprinkled in. There was a 9 month one, and I thought the 9 month one was gonna be the worst of it. And I thought the 9 month one was going to be the worst of it, and now we're here. It's been almost 2 years. So thank you, Corey.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah.
I've
So
never heard of this guy. I don't watch a whole lot of Let's Plays. I'll say that. I think my extent might have been like Vanoss back in the day, but that's about it.
Thanos. But no, yeah, like no, I know the feeling. Like there's a lot of music. There's a lot of bands I listen to. Fucking Dream Theater. Like they take a while to make music. I'm still waiting for that Thundercat album. Like when was this fucking like? It's been a while. It's almost been like 4 years now. Like he keeps doing fucking
What was his last one? Was that a drown? No.
Thundercat. His last song was 2020. It's been 4 years.
I'm trying to remember what that album was.
Uh,
Hang on a sec.
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and he hasn't really announced anything or like he's just been
Well,
um
this doesn't seem too out. Like we went from 2013 and 2017 to 2020, so I'd have to assume probably the next year or two you'll get another one.
hopefully, but I don't know if he hasn't like announced anything unless he just pulls a Kendrick Lamar and just surprise releases something with absolutely zero marketing or build up, which is
Yeah, I
what
mean,
Kendrick did literally like 5 days ago.
yeah, I haven't listened to. Somebody had said that it was in some Discord server. I mean, I think somebody said that like I sound like my beats sound like the one Kendrick song or something. I'm like, I don't hear it.
Do you listen to Kendrick Lamar?
No, I don't.
Oh, you're missing out.
Like I said, I don't really get into a lot of. Is Kendrick even rap these days?
Yeah, he's still rap.
Still rapping?
He changes his style a
I
lot
don't know.
though. So
Yeah, that's sort of the things. I mean, the stuff that's come out like lately, I know doesn't really sound a lot like his older stuff. Like, I mean, hell, look at Tyler. I mean, I remember when I first heard Goblin, and now he's got this. I haven't even listened to the new one because honestly, I'm kind of over Tyler. It's like he's cool and all, but
his
okay,
new
I
album is
kind of
good.
get it. I'm sure it is. Honestly, I'm trying to think of what I've even been listening to lately. I've been kind of like I'm getting into the point where I've been sinking back into some old favorites recently. I don't know. I'll occasionally, like, I've been catching up on a lot of music, honestly.
I feel like I need to do that too because I've just been going on this downward spiral of obscure
I mean,
people.
I don't think that's a bad thing. 'Cause I mean, like that's basically what I'm doing. It's just like catching up on stuff that's come out years ago that I've never heard of, and just kind of
No,
going
yeah,
down rabbit holes.
no, it's not a bad thing, but like I just be missing out. So mainstream doesn't mean bad either, and like I'm just
Well,
actually missing out.
the mainstream isn't anything anymore. There is no mainstream. The mainstream is like, uh, uh I don't know, maybe Taylor Swift, But even then,
Ew.
like, yeah, well,
Ew.
I mean, but seriously, what is mainstream anymore? There is we're all stuck in our own little bubbles here.
True, yeah, but no, but like
Like,
there's still like main like people like I don't know, like just recently, like, like I never heard of all time music until even though I could just kind of overrated. I'm glad I did that, and I feel like more like with people that are more popular, but I haven't given them a chance because they're popular. Like I'm doing that with Kendrick Lamar right now, and I kind of have to because it's fucking released an album, and I was like, no, why Kendrick? But yeah,
I mean, there's only a
okay.
handful of artists who, like, these days, who I'll be like, if they release a new album, I have to listen to it. Um, but honestly, I think I've just been kind of tuned out to a lot of what's going on in even the semi mainstream. I'll see stuff on like TikTok and here and there. But like I'm more tuned into like I'll go to thrift stores or flea markets. I'll get like like a bunch of CDs for like nothing, and I'll just start going through those. That's how or I'll go off if an artist like that I enjoy has a playlist or something that they've made. I'll go through that. That's how I found a couple of new artists. Um, there was a One of Tricks Point Never playlist that he made, I think, in preparation for his last album. And I found this artist ML Bush on there, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like, but they're like
Oh,
Icelandic or something.
I mean,
But
I
I'm
find
like
them
I love that shit.
ML Bush. Oh, found
I
it.
don't know if it's yeah.
It's a mujer.
Yeah, no, but I don't know, I really got into that her stuff last year. Um, actually,
Oh, well, she's
wait a
very.
second, wait a second. Didn't they just do the Spotify rap thing? I pulled up Spotify on my phone yet today.
Okay, Spotify Wrapped.
They do
20
Wrapped
seconds.
yet? I feel like some people have been getting it already.
So at the end of the November or early December. I
Okay.
haven't seen it.
Okay.
I haven't seen it yet. So we still have
Well,
like
yeah, a couple
tomorrow.
days. Yeah,
Uh
I was gonna say like I just pull that up. I could see what my stats are for this year.
oh,
So I can.
My Spotify Wrapped is gonna be asshole. I'm calling it. It's gonna be fucking asshole.
I mean, mine probably won't be too bad. I mean, I'm definitely gonna have a lot of like the same names on there. Like I've been listening to a lot of Torn Hawk lately. Um, but it's just I'm trying to think who else might be in there.
Torn Hawk.
I mean, like he's like a combination of like '90s rock, like soft rock and house. Like
Oh,
it's I like his last album. Not thoughts, but thoughts on it here. He's got this really fucking like Toxic Sincerity 2022. Jeez, I've listened to that album a lot, but like it's he's got these like spoken word segments that are just hilarious. So like every time I
I
listen to him, like
love I love
I
spoken word.
you might enjoy this because like there's an entire spoken word album which actually listen to Toxic Sincerity and then listen to Ramada Thoughts as like sort of like it's a companion piece to it, and honestly, it's great.
Oh, is
I
he
love that.
oh he's a full grown ass man. He's like he looks 40.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I've been listening to him. Like I remember when Through Force of Will came out, and that was a huge influence on me. Like we said earlier that like LCD Sound System, Gorillaz, and Prefuse 73 were like the inspiration in like those early days of like Byproduct. But then the second round of artists would have been World Tricks, Point Never, Torn Hawk, James Ferraro, um, as sort of like that sort of second realm of like artists and people sort of influencing my sound as well as the entirety of the vaporwave scene sort of uh, inspiring what I was doing with Christ in like 2013, 14, 15, 16, and then it kind of just went off the rail.
Damn. All right, I'm gonna listen to Torn Hawk then. And also I think we can finish this in like 15 minutes. I think we covered a lot of ground here. Uh, John Zobele. Uh,
Oh yeah.
so, so yeah, we think we can finish this in like 15 minutes. Let's see what other questions can I have. Could I see what other questions can I impart? Any like any
Sorry,
scrapped
sorry, say that again. Any scrap? Oh,
any
ideas.
scrapped yeah, any scrapped albums or scrapped like anything that you just
I had Nor what I've been doing with a couple of older albums is I'll release like a B-sides like album that's full of like like demo versions or earlier versions of tracks. There was a 2013 EP that I recently released on In the Price Club. $15 a year gets you access to a bunch of different stuff. So get it now. But in that is a old EP I made in 2013 that I was wise enough not to put out because it really would have kind of, I think, would have stunted my growth a little bit because it was a bit silly and a bit honestly cringe. It was called Gay Wave, and it was all about like it's just like taking like this sort of everybody's like taking this sort of like I don't know. I was in college and I was just kind of discovering whatever I was at the time. And it was like I thought, oh, lol, this would be so fun. I'll make an album called Gay Wave. I'll just like like have like a '70s porno theme sort of thing going on.
Oh my
Um,
god.
so well, I never released it, thankfully. Two of the tracks ended up making it onto another album that I put out, which that one was a lot better, honestly. So not all of it went to waste, but in last year I had, or this year, sometime recently, I put it up in the Price Club as a bonus thing because it would have been 10 years at that point. So it must have been last year. I think I put it for Pride Month. I put it up as like a bonus, you know. And I mean, it's not good. It's bad, uh, and it is a bit cringy, but that exists. So that's probably like the one like completely scrap thing that only recently came back. If there are like scrap songs, I mean, sometimes if I'm not feeling the song, if I'm producing it, I just won't save the file. You know, I'll just close it out and just that'll be that. Um, so a lot of
Oh,
stuff just gets left on the floor.
gay, gay. Is that your biggest example of a scrapped album, or is there like other lost media?
That's like the one big one as lost media. But if it was never released, then is it really lost?
Or sorry, unreleased. I don't know. Saying lost media sounds cooler.
I mean,
uh,
there's definitely things that are technically like lost media of mine. But at the same time, I'm kind of fine with it because like they were just bad or like cringy
ass.
or just
You're just
they would not have
cringe.
aged well.
Uh,
Um, like my earliest YouTube videos, they're all gone.
oh,
And I'm kind of glad for that. Like they were gone like back in like 2010. You know,
Jesus.
so I used to upload like Family Guy clips on my YouTube channel along with my skits and stuff. So that my whole channel got taken down. Now, honestly, again, I'm kind of happy with that because some of those videos were just like I think really really cringe.
Jesus.
Um, but
Oh, damn. You got it. Or did you make like? You
but
said you make YouTube skits, right?
yeah, I mean, like think of like trying to think of what channel. Like the one channel I used to watch was Super Ed 86. That was like my inspiration for like the sort of like, but like crappy like skit videos, like Smosh or early Tobuscus. That sort of stuff is what I sort of watched and emulated in like my little skits and sketches and stuff. And if you see my TikToks, you can kind of see an idea of a more refined idea of what some of those things might have been like. But again, like I think I got like up to like 30,000 followers on TikTok, but I just TikTok followers don't mean shit.
Yeah, the way that it works is like on TikTok, a million ain't shit, but on YouTube, a
A,
million is
a,
pretty good.
a million might be like 100,000. Let's just
Uh,
like 10% of your follower base is like it's like so like different platforms have different like value as far as followers go.
yeah,
Like
like on
YouTube,
like
honestly,
on
the following your subscriber count doesn't really matter nearly as much. Ever since they brought out shorts, it kind of devalues the subscription.
yeah,
Honestly.
so on Twitch though, a million is like insane.
Oh well, yeah, on Twitch, I mean, subscribers that means they're paying.
Yeah, exactly. Um, and so so that means I'm kind of screwed on for YouTube. Thanks YouTube for making YouTube Shorts. I appreciate you. Uh, um,
I mean,
and
what's stopping you from making like little tidbits, like take the best parts of some of your interviews and making them into little bite-sized pieces? Like, hey, check out the full thing. You know.
that's a good point. I just haven't. I just haven't. I'm just like
You got time enough to sit with me for 3 hours. You could probably sit in front of your computer and just go through a 3 hour thing, pick out like two or three clips that are fun, that are like the best ones, and then just put them on YouTube Shorts.
I honestly have no excuse. That's my that's my and
I mean, if you're not doing that, hopefully you're writing.
no, I'm right. I'm hoping for December or January release. Please, God, please.
Gotcha.
Uh, so, I have like in my word right now, I have the one has 5 chapters done, and that's 3 chapters. So like, I'm doing this. I'm on shit. Um, and also
I, you, you, you're breaking up pretty bad on my end.
hello.
Hi, can you hear me now? Or I think
Yeah,
I can hear you.
can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. That sounds better. Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah, I'm also just making like
Oh, here. Will it
and yeah,
mess up the recording if I jump out and come back? Because you just sound like oh, you even got a little having trouble connecting to the call.
switch to our device. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think I can hear you now. Let's see if this works.
So I'm gonna say a sentence. The capital of
Okay, it's yeah, it's
my internet. You can't hear me?
I can hear you now. I think.
Okay. So like I said, I'm just doing anything. Like I'm writing. I'm making these interviews. I'm gonna make more videos later though. When I actually am about to publish a book, that's when I'm actually gonna go full on entertainer mode.
Now, when
Um,
you say publish a book, are you planning on getting a print copy? Or you just go to put it on Amazon Kindle or Nook, bookstore, whatever.
but both.
Both.
That's my plan. Yeah, that's my plan for all of these. I'll do both, and hopefully I get somewhat popular. I don't know if I want to become too famous because that whole Diddy shit kind of scared me a little bit. I'm like, damn, what if everybody's just a fucking peasant? Like,
Well,
what? Like,
I could tell. I mean, at least in my realm, there's none of that shit going on. That I'm aware of at least.
yeah, I
I
want to
pray
be.
that there's not.
Uh, well, the biggest example of is sewer slut. That's like a pretty bad one.
Well, that's not really it's adjacent to my scene, but like, who the fuck is Suicide? I mean, like, I know who they are. I've listened to a song or two, but like, I don't get it. It's like that's like breakcore. Breakcore's known for that sort of shit. They got like a whole thing called lollycore. I mean, of course it's gonna be full of that sort of pedo shit, you know?
Ironically enough, the guy who started that that genre is bad. It's not getting bad. Just everyone around him is. So that's kind of so. I don't know what you'd make of that.
I mean, okay. It's hard to admit that he hasn't done anything bad when he created a thing that is inherently kind of
Yeah,
risque. You
yeah.
know?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to do there. His name is here. Listen, his name is, like this is gore shit. So
Yeah,
very
no,
edgy.
I remember Gore shit.
Yeah,
I remember
he's the
him
one that
being on
started.
like what was it? There was like a record label or a net label back in the day that he was on. It doesn't matter. I wasn't. I've always been adjacent to that scene because it was sort of adjacent to like the YouTube poop scene. And it's somewhat adjacent to the vaporwave scene because it's sort of like in the same part of the internet.
Yeah,
Um,
so
does have that
all you
overlap.
need to know. All you need to know is that this is Gorsh's fault. Uh,
Danny Gorshin.
um, and yeah, to wrap all this up, seeing how you're actually a music person, uh, let's play a little game. Give me five artists I should, and then I'll give you that you should
Five
totally
artists I
listen.
should what?
Give me five artists that I should listen to, and then I'll give you five back that you could listen to. Seeing how you're an actual musician, I was like, this is
Okay. Yeah. Uh, I'll give you. Here, let me pull up my thing. Well, we already talked about a couple of them, so I'll try some other
yeah.
ones. Uh, I brought up earlier Giant Claw,
Giant Claw. Let me
who's
just pull.
part of
Pull.
Death Dynamic Shroud. So Giant Claw is the solo project of Keith from Death Dynamic Shroud. So he's got some good stuff. I'd say Verivaf, VAERVAF. Uh,
Verifat.
yeah, Verivaf.
Yeah.
Uh, he's interesting. I think you might enjoy his stuff. Looking at my list here of what I've been listening to lately. Let's say netbooks.world
Netbook.
are not
World.
netbooks.world, no O on the world. He's definitely been inspired by my stuff, but he's got his own take on uh he's got his own take, but like he's been inspired by me in the past. So I gotta give him a shout out. I brought up One of Tricks Point Ever, ML Bush, Torn Hawk. Uh,
Oh, yeah, Torn Heart. Yeah, I'll put
I mean,
Torn.
Torn Hawk.
One more. One more. You can do this.
Yeah. I mean, I again, I gave it. How about uh, how about you know what you might like Hype Williams.
Hype Williams.
It's a duo between what's his name? Hype Williams albums. Best known Dean Blunt and Igna Copeland. So like One Nation, Rainbow Edition. I mean, honestly, anything by Dean Blunt, Hype Williams, is the band he was in or
All right.
group he was in. I don't know. So
I'll take that. I'll take that in. Yeah. I sent you five of my own. I'll listen to. I'll put the first one. I'll probably start with is Torn Williams. Torn Hawks. He sounds very interesting.
yeah, I
Uh,
definitely start with Toxic Sincerity because that one's the newest like full album thing. Apparently, he's got an album coming out in December, so I'm
oh,
excited for
nice.
that too. So
Uh,
he's
I'll
he's always
definitely.
making stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably start with Hawks out of that whole list. I sent you five right here. I sent you Dogs Die in
I see.
Hot
I
Dog. Here we got Dogs Die in Hot Cars. Um, they only have one album, so you could get that over with. Um,
okay.
then we have Cool Keith. He's rap, but he's very, very, very good. Like he's funny.
See, one
He
could say he's pretty cool.
yeah, he's pretty cool. Another thing that's special about him is that he has 52 personas. Um, and
Okay.
he said this himself, but he said this himself, but someone asked him, "Well, how does it feel having this much characters?" And Cool Keith just straight up said, "I don't even feel like a human being anymore."
I mean, maybe we should call up M Night Shyamalan, get him in the new Split movie.
Honestly, yes, he has too much. One of his characters is called Doctor Octagon. You should start with that actually. Like the two albums I recommend.
Okay. Wait, is this a different Doctor Octagon that I'm thinking of, or is this here? Let me look. Because I feel like I know Doctor Octagon, but I could also be thinking about the meme. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I know. Okay, I know of his work. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yay. Okay, so yeah, listen to these two albums. Listen to Black Elvis, Lost in Space. That's the name of the whole thing. Black Elvis, Lost in
Yeah.
Space. And then listen to Doctor Octagon one.
Yeah.
He is a
Okay.
very it sounds like nonsense, and it kind of is, but it's a very unique take on rap, because a lot of rappers just be, to quote that one episode of Boondocks, I don't know what to do now that I'm a black man. Either I start rapping, I sell crack, or I rap about selling crack. And I feel like that's like a good chunk of them. But Cool Keith, he just be rapping about like freaking having an uncle that's part alligator gorilla, doing surgery, doing being a surgeon from the planet of Jupiter, fucking how Black Elvis has to how Black yes Black Elvis, you heard that right, Black Elvis has to avoid demon people, otherwise he is gonna because he has to avoid demon people because they are the enemy of the original Mr. Frosty's ice cream. Don't ask.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
And yeah, it's very he's and oh yeah, and a lot of his rhymes are just actual like what the fuck is he talking about? So yeah, you'll love it.
I have to give
Uh,
it a listen.
Next one is Horsey. Again, they only have one album. They're kind of similar to Black Midi, but they're a lot more cartoony, I think.
Are they kind of? Do they enjoy Arby's?
I don't
I
know.
mean, they're named after the sauce.
No, they're
Uh,
British, unfortunately.
oh, of course. Okay, never
Um,
mind.
so next one is Thank You Scientist. The album I recommend from them is Stranger Heads Prevail. If you like jazz and prog rock, you'll definitely enjoy them.
Okay.
That's also the song that also in there. Just quick little Red Feather trivia. That song, one of the songs in that album is me and my girlfriend's the song, as in like that. That's like one of them is yeah. But it's up to you to figure out which one is it. But yeah, so cool little Red Feather trivia. Um, and then because couples have that or something. I don't know. And then the last one is definitely more to do with your kind of thing. Dream Corp.
On Bandcamp.
No, they're on Spotify, but uh, as in like they are vaporwave.
I'm assuming this is probably the same one. Let me look it up on Bandcamp or on Spotify.
I think when I mentioned World Corp, you probably thought of them, but I don't know.
I mean, there's a number of artists in the vaporwave scene who have Corp in their name.
Yeah, and
Uh,
just and the
yeah,
fact
okay,
that I listened
it's
to Dream Corp is pretty good. They're actually more traditionally vaporwave than World Corp though, because World Corp they're a bit like they're like edgy motherfuckers.
yeah, it's like nice little. Okay, well, I got some stuff to listen to.
Yeah, so and yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you for coming into the show, John Christ.
That's
Uh,
me. Thank you for having me. I wish you best of luck with the writing and the books and the tubes.
Thank you, and I'll definitely be listening to your fucking like 100 album discog. Like you have a lot to. I have a lot to go through. Yeah, Jesus.
Honestly, if you stick with Christ and Father, that's all you really need to listen to. Everything else is kind of just like supplemental material. If you really feel like digging deep, anything past like 2013 is probably you could probably leave on the cutting room floor because it's just kind of
Damn.
mid. You
Damn.
know,
Okay.
or anything before 2013. I think I said that. But
Yeah. Fair enough, I guess. But yeah, I still have a lot to go through. So yeah, good thing I thank Christ. No relation.
yeah,
Has
best of luck with that.
yeah. So I got a lot to. But yeah, thank you for being here and wish you the best of luck and hope we can be friends. Maybe I don't know.
Sure.
Oh wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
If you mind, I'm just gonna send you. If you want, you can follow my Twitter, and I'm gonna send you a Twitter account of my pal because he is actually a co-writer with me. So let me just get his ass real quick.
Here, I got your message open right here.
Yeah, let me just All right. Okay, you already know my account. If you can follow this guy too, that'd be pretty cool.
So his page is locked.
Yeah. As you can see, other people follow him because I tell them to. Because I told them.
Oh,
Um.
okay.
So yeah. Nice talking to you. Hope we can keep in touch.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is it's always nice talking with fans, no matter how new they are to the Christ fandom
The
or the
Christ thing.
Christ Club. You guys could join today, only $15 a month or a year. Not
Holy,
$15 a month. That'd be crazy. I'm sorry.
holy shit! What is this, Netflix?
Yeah, no, it's you don't get that much. I mean, $15 a year. That's a fair price. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I see
15.
some of these clubs asking like $5-10 a month, and I'm like, dude, you're
Damn.
not worth that much. Jeez, shut up.
Damn. Average Patreon subscription.
Damn.
Uh. But.
Well,
But
hey
yeah.
guys, everybody subscribe to the Red Feather. What's the name of your channel?
My channel is Mark Faraday.
Mark Faraday, guys. You know what to do. That subscribe button's right down there. You guys click that. You guys are in for a world of pain. I mean, content.
Wow. Damn. Okay. um. And subscribe to and give Christ here a listen. You're in for a world of sadness, presumably.
That
But
sounds about right.
that's it. Yeah, so you're in for a world of sadness. So give him a listen. And yeah, I'll see you later.
Bye.
I see you.